Hello, everybody, and welcome to Kusogrande live at SGDQ 2025. I am Brosencha. Many thanks for everybody who played in qualifiers yesterday. The top 16 moved on to the main tournament, and we have two wonderful players here, Strife818 and Liz Star. Of course, the GM for this match, Ritz Blues, has chosen a beautiful game. Pink goes to Hollywood. Ritz, what do you have to say about this game before we give them the countdown?
It's delightful.
Okay, it's delightful. That's pretty good. Audience, I need you to hold your hands up because we're going to do a countdown for the players, okay? So let's do this.
Hold on. Before we do that,
yes, before.
Pre-game options. Both of you press start, go to options.
Okay.
Set lives to 5 and extra lives to 25,000.
I mean, I guess they sort of have their headphones slightly off so that they can hear the countdown. Extra life at 25,000?
And then extra life at 25.
Yes, this is going to make it more likely that you'll play for a decent amount of time.
This is the nicest I can be for you.
Yeah, feel free, if needed, Liz Star, you can go and get those settings set up again. And we'll just wait for you to get those ready. With that said, I appreciate everybody here.
Okay, so highlights start, but don't start.
Okay. So let's go ahead and do the countdown, everybody. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1, go! Good luck to the players. Pink goes to Hollywood, a beautiful game made by beautiful, wonderful people. Actually, who made this?
Hanley. Manley and what? Manley and Associates, thank you. That's correct. Author Blues in the audience here has also played this game a lot. So when I get it wrong, Author, please yell at me.
Sweet.
So this is an open world platformer, Hollywood themed, and the players are going to be exploring the hub world, trying to find a level. Strife has already found one. And all the different levels are going to be themed after various Hollywood films or genres. And the progress is going to be measured by how many levels they complete.
Pretty simple. So we may see, at least in the very beginning, players go into slightly different levels. I believe it converges after a little while, if I'm not mistaken.
You have to find and complete every single completable non-bonus stage in the game to find the final stage.
Okay, so Liz Star currently in Pink and Hood, not what I would call this level.
It's got kind of a Robin Hood theme to it with a hat.
Well, yeah, okay, Robin Hood themed. I recall watching Disney's Robin Hood and how much he jumped in trees, you know. Oh my gosh, that squat animation is pretty good too.
It's very cartoony and silly. The animation quality is really good. Hitboxes are interesting.
Oh, the lightning to Strife818. We've got a game over. Yeah, just FYI, for anybody who hasn't played in a Kusogrande before, we leave it up to the players to decide, if it is a good time for them to reset the game to begin from the very beginning. Occasionally it is, but you were kind enough to give as many lives and the best chances to get extra lives as possible.
That's true, but I was also very mean and made them play the USA release of the game, and they only have 2 hit points, as opposed to the Japanese version where they would have 4.
2 hit points? Oh no.
Yeah, so whenever whenever Pink doesn't have a hat, if he takes another hit, he dies.
Okay, so
hats are health.
Hats are health.
But the nice thing about this game is you really don't know how many hats you have if you collect them. After you have the first one, you have no idea how many you have unless you're keeping track.
Yeah. Mind you, the players are going into this game basically knowing nothing. What did you tell them?
The basic controls.
You told them the controls, okay. Otherwise, they are just figuring this out. So they do not know how much health they have because it's not very easily displayed. They need to figure out, yes, the hat represents that I have 1 hit that I can take, and that if I don't have a hat, it's immediate death after I get touched again. And I think they're going to figure it out. Strife jumping on the lightning and killing it, because that's how electricity works. If you've never tried jumping on the lightning bolts in real life, yeah, just it stops it. Can't strike you if you're in the air.
Honestly, I'm shocked. I didn't believe that.
Yeah, shut up. I got the joke, Fritz.
Oh.
No!
Yeah, the lightning's probably one of the worst enemies in that stage. Like, the plane's annoying, but the fact that the way the size of the screen is, there's a lot of times where Pink runs super fast and you have almost no time to see what's coming up in front of you before it's way too late.
Yeah, welcome to the world of giant sprites. Although the Super Nintendo wasn't infamous for having giant sprites, but certainly we have a lot of them in this game. Very mild flashing there in the game over screen.
So Liz electing to take a game over, I'm going to guess she's probably going to try and find a different stage.
Honey, I Shrunk the Pink. Yeah, you know what? Whoever wrote these jokes could have done a lot better.
Yeah, they have to fit pink puns in there somewhere.
It's not even a
It's
pun.
not a pun.
It's not a pun. Oh, that jump sound effect. So good. I love Inspector Clouseau just standing in the window, sort of spying on the Pink Panther. Not really doing much, just has a big eye. Yeah, it looks like Liz is back to Pink and Hood. I think she just wanted to reset the number of continues that she had. And
That's a pretty good idea.
not a bad idea early on in a Kusogrande match. I mean, we're only almost 5 minutes in.
Most of the stages are standalone in this, so game overs are not necessarily the most punishing things if you're playing the standalone levels. There is, however, a sort of gauntlet of sorts in the game that game overs could be a big problem. We'll talk about it if any of them approach that gauntlet. And Liz finding one of the warp doors. Some of the stages will have door mazes like that. This one's not too bad.
Okay, Liz avoiding the eagle. The thing
Liz
is,
has found the safe area.
what does that mean?
Oh, it's very safe.
It's got a bank. Oh, no, this is not safe.
It's not safe at
No,
all.
they're falling.
I love that this game's bonus level is not safe and can absolutely kill you, and yet can give you tons of useful items.
Yeah, it looks like Liz is picking up a whole bunch of tickets. What do the tickets do?
So the tricks that you pick up, you won't know what they are until you pick them up unless they're in specific areas in the stage. They are usable items. So Pink Panther has a bag of tricks that they can pull out, and Liz has completed the safe area. That's a bonus area. If we have to count it, we'll count it, but there are several of them in each of the stages. Actually, I think there's one in almost every stage.
Yeah, so right now, essentially, like, Liz has beaten a bonus stage, which puts her at a slight advantage here. Otherwise, ooh, Strife getting another death. It is very easy to accidentally take damage. When you are playing a platformer like this, where you die over and over again, your biggest priority should be figuring out, how do I extend each life that I have? How do I prevent death? Especially if it takes you back to the beginning of the stage, because otherwise you'll just keep experiencing the same first minute or so of the game over and over again. So, yeah, Strife being careful, bouncing on the lightning there, and still has an extra hit point.
Yep.
That was a bit of a risky run, but got lucky landing on the lightning. I know, you usually don't want to land on the lightning, but in this game, it's a great idea. Oh no, Liz!
Liz.
Oh no!
So Liz did manage to find the boss of Pink and Hood there. I don't believe she dealt any damage yet, but... And Strife has finished the first stage.
Yeah, one stage done.
So Strife will be heading back to the hub world, and who knows where they'll go from here.
It's up to the player. Strife in a very small lead at this point. Anything can happen, though. We have a lot of time left over, and I'm waiting for the freezer, personally.
The fridge is the...
Or the fridge? Yeah.
It separates the children from the adults, if you will. It's
rough.
It's rough, and it just gets worse.
Okay, Liz just trying to figure out how, or not really trying to figure anything out, just trying these very difficult, precise jumps. Yeah, when you have a game that has a lot of slippery move. No, the eagle! How dare
that's
you?
so rude.
Oh, and death by
nuts.
acorn, the worst death.
And Strife has entered Jungle Pink.
What is this supposed to be? Jungle book?
I don't know, just a jungle theme.
A jungle stage.
So Jungle Pink is a door maze.
No, I hate door mazes. How dare
Yes.
you?
It's a door maze.
No! Okay, everything on fire in the background, killing pterodactyls.
Yep. Lots of little dinosaur and caveman themes everywhere.
Yeah, let me just say, if you put a door maze in a game, I will hate you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, Strife was so close to actually finishing the stage right there.
Yeah.
So that toll box, if you have a hook, will take you down floors like an elevator, and the exit is directly underneath it.
Now, mind you, every game that has something that's not done well or something bad, you can usually take a mechanic like that and find a way to make it good. In fact, I highly recommend everybody play quote-unquote bad video games, because you'll find something that you might be able to use in a game, especially if you're a dev. You know, play a wide variety, because everybody tries to copy Mario. Nobody tries to copy one like weird thing and Pink Goes to Hollywood. You know, you'll stand out from the crowd if you can figure out something from this that you enjoy and you think would make for a fantastic concept. I think it's a fantastic way to get new ideas for a game. And yeah, it's like, sure, there are execution flaws here, but look, we've got beautiful art styles going on. The music in this game is genuinely fun.
Yep.
It's just, you know, there are plenty of flaws in this game. The giant sprites. But then again, someone took the idea of giant sprites and made Zadette, which has been run at GDQ before, and I love that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so even the bad things in games can be taken and fleshed out and made into wonderful, beautiful ideas. Why are the pterodactyls pink?
It's Pink Panther.
The monkeys aren't pink. Why are the...
Oh, you can't have too much pink.
It's
You
Pink
have to-
Panther, not Pink Pterodactyl.
That's true.
Okay,
Another
Strife
bonus stage,
found
this time-
the safe area.
Yes, I hope he feels very safe.
Immediately, first thing in the safe area, bam, 2 safes. And yeah, oh, you have to play it again. Okay, so
Yep, you have to finish safe area.
you have to finish the safe area in order to move on. Yeah, the best thing in a video game is to put a bonus area where you can get game overs. It's, you know, kudos to game devs. I'm glad that the Hollywood sign is pink as well. I mean, the whole theme of this game is that we are visiting various Hollywood-themed sets and such, most of them based off of movies, although it's pretty obvious that some of them were much more loose connections, like
Sure.
this jungle theme.
Yeah, the art style does match fairly well to the Pink Panther cartoons.
I was much more of a fan of the movies, though. Like Inspector Clouseau, best inspector, Peter Sellers, a fantastic actor, does Inspector Clouseau. I highly recommend giving them a shot, although, you know, certain things have aged from the movies that I'd say you wouldn't want to put in movies these days. But welcome to the history of literally any art form. There's going to be something problematic. But yeah, those movies, you know, were an element of my childhood, and I love them.
So Liz has found the Pink and Beard stage, the water level. Well, one of the water levels. It's a pirate theme stage, and it's...
Those oars are not doing anything.
No, they do things.
They wiggle. Where's this boat going?
Oh, no.
Oh.
Liz clips her head through the floor and hit the crab.
Now, the thing is, like, Liz is taking a little bit of time to really get started in this match, but we have seen Liz sometimes take, 10, 15 minutes getting used to a game and then demolishing it. So even though she's a little bit behind at this point, I would not be too surprised to see a comeback.
I would say that figuring out how to finish Pinkbeard is probably easier than Pink and Hood.
Yeah, she didn't finish Pink and Hood, right?
No, she managed to get, I think, one hit on the boss for the stage.
Gotcha. Okay, Strife, back into Jungle Pink. Every stage name just feels wrong. Okay, there, Strife is dead. That happens sometimes. Now, Strife, as far as I know, is a newcomer to Kusogrande, whereas Liz has been around for ages. Yeah, I love that here at GDQ, we get a chance to expose people to games that they never would have played before. Strife was like, is everything gonna be like Sonic yesterday? And we're like, no, no, it's not.
So
yeah,
Liz
we've got
being
a wide
brave here, but
variety.
unfortunately
Oh, no!
gets punished for her bravery.
No! Getting squashed by a boat. I hate it.
So that particular death mechanic can be avoided and is avoided in the speedrun if you crouch down and then uncrouch and swim before the boat crushes you. If your head goes above the bottom of the boat, you actually clip into it.
You clip into the boat?
Yep.
Ooh, okay. Well, good to know that this game has some fun speed tech.
Okay, so Liz has found the other side of the boat and sharks.
Uh-oh. Okay, the shark's kind of cute. I like him. Yeah.
And also a different way into the boat, a little higher up, but unfortunately it's a dead end.
Yeah, quite
Oh.
literally. That is a game over for Liz, I believe. Let's see if Liz decides. Is Liz out of continues? Very possibly.
No, there's still a token there. If the stair token is gone, then the continues are gone. But you have to use the stair token to go to the continue.
There we go. You gotta pay the troll. Or the toll. Whatever. Ooh, yeah, one thing that's being an issue for both of the players, we've seen them slipping off the platforms and falling into pits. Why is that happening? Because I assume these players are good platform players.
They
you know?
are. The platforms in Pink Goes to Hollywood are very icy. The worst ones are in the cowboy themed level, but I won't tell you which ones yet, unless they find them.
Cool. Okay, I like. You can jump on a shark while in the water
Yep.
and kill it. That is so sad. I feel sorry for nature right now. Oh, Liz,
Hey, Liz
barely
just
making it into the
inside
crap.
and is rewarded with a token.
And a hat.
And a hat and a way back.
Honestly, getting an extra hit point is a good idea. There is a way back in there. Do you have to go in the boat?
The developer intended way is to go back into the boat and climb up. And then you could possibly use the toll box to umbrella up to the top of the stage. However, if at the exact right pixel on that anchor, you can actually jump onto the top ledge of the boat, but it's extremely tight.
Well, Ritz, I've got a little bit of admin to take care of, so I just need to get people sorted out for the next match. So I will be back in just a couple minutes to chat.
Yep.
Okay, yeah, keep doing some Pink Panther.
Yep. So Strife's been doing a pretty good job of kind of thoroughly exploring Jungle Pink and has gotten pretty close to the end of the stage a couple times. The trouble being that the end of the stage is a door and a door maze. So it's a little tough to know whether or not the door you're about to go into is going to help you. So Liz has the umbrella, has made it into a crab and dies. So it happens a lot in this game where there will be a toll setup that will like take away your control other than vertical movement, and the only way of surviving it is to either cancel out of it or time it appropriately before you even use it. So while the umbrella is a very useful toll coin to have in this stage, if you time it wrong, it's just going to kill you. And Strife has decided to switch over from Jungle Pink to the Pink Ranger. So this is the western stage. There are cows in the sky. It's a boot stomping good time. all the different stages have nice little remixes of the overall Pink Panthers scene. So one of the interesting things about Pink Ranger is it's also got a little bit of door maze to it, but not anywhere near as bad as Jungle Pink. But if Strife is very thorough in his exploration, he'll be rewarded with something particularly good.
Yeah. You know, I grew up in the Wild West. This is exactly what it was like. Boots everywhere, just stomping on us. Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a funny moment there at the end of Strife's last life there. You can actually continue to hit enemies while you're dead. It doesn't necessarily save you from death, but it's just kind of fun that you can just sort of stomp things while dying.
Yeah. Ooh, I
So-
like the cows in the sky.
Yeah, the floating cows. Those are nice where they are now.
See, my grandpa was a rancher, and he always had to get the cows down from the sky. He was like, get down here. Yeah.
Liz opting to try again.
Yeah, so what is the status of the race between the two? Strife has completed one level, or is it two at this point?
I don't know. It did. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he just switched stages, or did he actually finish Jungle Pink? Did anyone see that? I don't think he did. So I think he's still at one completed. Yeah, he did switch. Okay.
Okay, cool.
So we're at one completion for Strife, and then both of them have completed the safe area. And those are the worst platforms in the game.
Oh no, the mooing cow platform.
Cows in the sky are also the cow platforms to end the level.
Yeah, not the first game that I've seen that has cows and platforms. I mean, Little Big Planet, you've got the moving cows that you get to ride in some of the levels. I used to speedrun that game. One of my earliest speedruns.
Moving cows.
Yeah,
I heard what you-
moving cows, yeah.
I heard what you did.
Yeah, you heard it all right. It's another cow joke. Yeah, you want more cow jokes? Because they're utterly ridiculous. Okay. Liz, inside the ship, this is good. She has an extra hit point with the hat. You want to avoid the wiggling oars that are not in the water.
Nope, they're just there to bonk you in the head.
It's so stupid. My personal opinion. At the same time, you know, if you're going to make a level, you can make it a little ridiculous. You know, this is a cartoon. Like, come on. We've got silly cow platforms. You can have oars out of water. It's fine.
Yeah, Liz being very cautious as she progresses through the mid decks of the ship. Does have a little trouble with one of the platforms there.
How many
Gets extra life,
cows?
and is rewarded with a toll box.
We're past the cows.
And Strife has
Yes!
completed Pink Ranger, but has missed the extra level in Pink Ranger.
Wait, there was an extra level?
There is.
Oh. What kind of level is it?
It's another level, like a full-on level.
A
It's short,
full-on level?
but it's another level.
Okay, well, right now, Strife has completed 2 levels. Liz has completed 1 bonus level.
And Strife has completed 1 bonus level.
Okay, so both of them have completed a bonus level. Strife has completed 2 of the other levels. We have plenty of time for these players, though. Liz, even though she is falling behind, there's plenty of time. Oh, and
boy.
refrigerator time, baby. Get ready for pain.
Strife has chosen one of the hardest paths in the game, the refrigerator, but it has the most levels in one area. So
Well.
if he can manage to plow his way through the fridge and make it out alive, that will be several more levels added to the score.
I'm glad you get like a mine hat when you're going through that.
Yep.
Through this. Okay, we're in this.
Stuffing battle. There's no pink pun here. You're just inside a jerky. And
Oh, those wishbones.
they're mean.
Oh, absolutely brutal. Okay, Liz just going in the water. Strife continuing. Now, in general, when it comes to Kusogrande, we judge based off of how much progress people make. When we reach the time limit, it doesn't matter if somebody just got a game over and went to the beginning of the game. We judge based off of the high watermark that they made, so the best attempt that they've had in the game. Okay, another death from Strife. This is not a surprise. Every place inside the refrigerator is a nightmare. This isn't even the worst part.
Nope. Strife missing out on a key component for completing Stuffing Battle. That token is going to come in handy later.
Well, I mean, if you have it, it'll come in handy. Oh, okay, good. Killed the wishbone, killed the meatballs.
Very good platforming.
Are those meatballs?
Stuffing balls?
Stuffing balls?
Potatoes?
I don't want stuffing balls, Mom. I've had enough of those.
Oh, thank you.
Oh my gosh.
So, the game is nice in the fact that it gives you a toll box that you have to have the bridge to cross, otherwise you have to backtrack. But luckily it gives you a single token to go back and try and get that bridge token, because if you don't, you will not finish the level.
That's so mean.
Yep.
That's so mean that you have to make this,
how
do you get up there if you...
You have to jump properly. Hey,
Oh,
there we go.
the
That's
wishbone
that's
boost.
good. Now,
Well,
Strife
okay,
has to
never
live
mind.
long enough to collect it.
I was super excited about the wishbone boost, but...
Liz is looking pretty good here. Almost done with the mid-levels of the ship there. Still has health, has a token. Has taken that fall again, but still has health.
Yeah, I thought that she got hit by the ore for a second, but luckily
She had a spare hat.
What?
Yep, she had collected a second hat.
Hat stack?
They do.
Good. I suppose.
All right, so
okay.
Liz is now on the top decks of the ship. The exit is at the top of the screen.
She fell back down, but that's not a huge deal.
Yeah, I think she's choosing to explore. You can cancel the umbrella at any time.
Oh, Strife, I just saw trying to get the token after dying.
Yep.
I mean, you gotta try. If you're bouncing around as the Pink Panther with his death animation. Oh, okay. Watch out for the wishbones. They want death.
So Liz has defeated a boss of Pinkbeard, but it doesn't really do anything to help you finish the level.
Now remember, they are playing on the easiest settings of this game.
That's correct.
Yeah, which there are really difficulty settings. It's more how many continues do you get and how easy it is to get extra lives. In a Kusogrande match, as opposed to speed runs, usually score doesn't matter for speed runs. When you're playing in Kusogrande, though, occasionally score does matter because you can get extra lives, especially in this game. So keeping in mind what is going to help me extend this specific set of continues, and sometimes collecting points, sometimes putting in a little bit of that extra effort and not going fast will make you more consistent progress. You know, do tortoise strats. Rabbit strats often do not work when it comes to blind races.
So Liz is feeling very safe again.
Oh my gosh.
But has still not quite found the exit to Pinkbeard, and hopefully will still be able to finish the stage. She's very close to the end.
Oh, safe on the head, no.
So the safe area can also give you extra health and extra lives.
Yeah, those would definitely help. I haven't seen any of them appearing, but that would be
she
very, very
collected
helpful.
2 lives from the score of completing safe area, but that does not contribute to further progression in the match, unfortunately. But she's very, very... She did it!
Yeah!
Oh, no. No, she did not. She died off the top of the screen?
What? She died?
I've never seen that before.
How much longer do we have in the match?
About half of the match left. Okay, Liz just asked how much longer do I have to play this, and the answer is you've got a little extra time. Ooh, it looks like
Strife has
Strife.
beaten Stuffing Battle.
Yeah, so another level cleared by Strife. Strife is running away with this.
I can't even find that to beat a level.
Liz, you
were
almost
very
beat
close.
the level. You were right
Every
there.
level I play a million miles long.
Every level is, well... Okay, Liz is currently yelling at us. Just so you all know, on the VOD, we are getting harassed by the players, which is not unexpected. Oh, okay. Good. Yeah, so all of you on YouTube land, enjoy Liz yelling.
Yep.
You'll probably have more of that later on from other people during the week.
So Strife is experimenting with a very interesting
How
sort of
dare they
strategy.
put an olive right at the beginning? This is
Oh,
cruel.
I know it's so mean. But actually, the olive can be very useful. You can use it to platform up and skip an entire shelf of the fridge by just jumping up instead of having to go across and then climb up.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, if you are a game developer, studying quote unquote bad games is often a good way to see like what is good practice for making a game, what things make you rage. And simply put, we're getting damage right at the very beginning of this stage where you have to duck
Duck or
in the
you're hit.
first fraction of a second, otherwise you lose half of your health. That is a good lesson that you can learn by playing games like this. Ooh. Also,
So
considering
Liz-
that you can't see
So Liz
a
has
lot
found
of these
Pink
olives.
Ranger.
Oh, unfortunately into the pit, but that's okay. Because you have such a large sprite and because movement is pretty quick, a lot of the jumps that you may try to make in this game are blind.
Yep.
You just do not know what's on the other end of the jump. And
That's true.
another thing that is very common when it comes to bad video games. Now, I say bad in more of an endearing way because even with all of the flaws in this game, there's still a lot to love. And honestly, it's so aggressive in a lot of what it does that it's a very memorable game. You know, when I played this, there are a few sections that I'll never forget because they just stand out that much.
Yep. This is one of those games that when I discovered speedrunning, I think back to childhood and I think back to the games that you gave up on as a kid and think, what if I go back and try it again? And I absolutely love playing this game now. I loved it as a kid, but I could never. I mean, it felt like this the whole time.
Oh yeah.
But it's as you play it and sort of learn it, it gets. You can see where the developers were trying to go with some of the things, but it's still really hard.
Yeah, most of the time, like there are reasons that games end up having quite a few flaws, and I usually put that on management.
And Strife has entered Pink Lemonade.
Well, enjoy. As far as I remember, I hate this level.
Yep, it's got a nice chill tune, but it's a very long slog. I do like the swimming animation though. That sort of rubber band belly action there. It's really good.
Oh yeah, the one that you're like,
Oh,
I
Liz,
wish
so
my hitbox
close.
became at all smaller while I was swimming because that would really help.
Liz once again experiencing close but not quite there.
Yeah, Liz is honestly fantastic when it comes to Kusogrande and has done remarkable in the past. Came in second during the last Kuso Live. It's just, you never really know what type of game you're going to get in Kusogrande, and some games don't mesh with you, and that's fine. It's not your fault. That's just the reality of a blind tournament. You might get things that don't quite mesh with you.
Yeah, so Strife has discovered the biggest troll of this level is the straws will suck you up and take you back to specific points in the level, usually the very beginning.
Wait. Is this the same developer as like some of the Home Alone games? Home Alone Genesis?
I don't know.
I gotta look. Okay, because if so, that explains a lot. There are some games that love to send you back to the beginning.
Yep, this one definitely does it, and there's a lot of straws in this level. So Liz is approaching the end of Pink Ranger.
Good. Liz is gonna have a stage clear in a second if she
Maybe.
can get across
Jinx
these
it.
cows. Yeah, you just want to make sure that you do not slide. Everything is ice
Yep,
in this game.
and the cows have slopes on the front and back.
Oh!
And Strife goes back to the start of the stage.
No! This is so evil. This is so evil. Don't do that. I guess do it. It's fine. Make me laugh. Do 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 do. At least the music is fantastic
Yeah,
in this
it's
game.
chilled out groove.
Yeah. So Manley and Associates were the developers of this game. They made other games such as wait. Let me see. Wizard of Oz. Oh no. Yeah, that explains a lot. They made Wizard of Oz for SNES. Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Which version was that? That was the DOS version. There's a DOS Home Alone? What? Okay, I don't
Gotta
think
check
I
that
played.
out later.
How many Home Alone games are there? They made
Many.
a Home Alone 1 for DOS as well? What? Okay.
Now I'm intrigued.
Yeah, I'm digging it. An American Tale, The Computer Adventures, some Need for Speed games, it looks like. A game called Wolf. That's a very specific named game. Yeah, a lot of what they made isn't particularly, like, fondly remembered, you know, but they made some things that were really aggressive. And Wizard of Oz for Super Nintendo, I recommend everybody play it so that you know the meaning of pain. It's genuinely unforgettable. But at the same time, like, there's a lot that I love about it. It's like so aggressive in some of the level design for a Wizard of Oz game that I want to go back and play it more.
And Liz has finished Pink Ranger.
I won. I don't care about this one. I won.
Liz has taken the moral victory, beating a stage. Fantastic job. I honestly, there is still time. Like, these levels, once you figure out where to go and what to do, they do not take too long. Liz going into the refrigerator. And Liz will soon learn.
It gets worse.
Of course, the stuffing kills you immediately. Why wouldn't it? You know.
What was your first level you beat?
Okay, our players are currently consulting each other on how many levels they've beaten. We're trying not to spoil it for them, but I don't ban communication between them. It's fine. They can. Okay, Liz, dealing with wishbones and stuffing, just like Mom intended. Why did
Bomb from the sky, just straight down. Bop.
Yeah, that's another thing. When designing a platformer, in general, what you want to do is think, if a player who is literally perfect, a person who is able to react to everything, if they cannot avoid taking damage, then you need to change it a little bit. If somebody with perfect reaction cannot survive, then that
So-
means that you have messed up.
So the only thing worse than a straw that sucks you up is a straw that doesn't, and being afraid of crossing that straw.
Oh, yeah, Stripe is looking at the straw. Stripe's like, what do I do here? Stripe has headphones on and hopefully can't hear us. Covering the ear. Okay, good. Yeah, because
like
we
the
are
thumbs
talking
up.
about spoilers here. We don't want to spoil anything. But yeah, that place is completely safe. Stripe has no idea.
Not completely safe, but
Oh, come
straw
on.
safe.
No, what could possibly kill you in this game?
Everything.
Everything. Yeah, if it moves, it's probably bad. Except for the cows.
They'll kill you too. They'll let you
Okay.
down.
Yeah, they do. They do. You can never count on a cow. Seriously, cow. Here, I hate cows.
Wow.
Okay.
Bold statement.
No, not a bold statement. Come on. I grew up in rural Utah. My grandfather was a rancher. Those cows, they're smart. Okay? Yeah, they don't look like the smartest creatures. They know. They're watching. He left a fence open, like, completely out of their sight. They knew. And they went for it. Okay?
Okay, Liz has got the bridge token. That's good. But can
Okay.
she capitalize on it and get to the end of the stage?
Not
Unfortunately, yes.
quite. Yeah, the biggest thing is figuring out how do I avoid taking hits for as long as possible. And honestly, I think like fighting the food. Yeah, we have a little bit of a food fight going on.
Food fight.
You got to combat the food that shows up. Liz, starting over again. There is still time, but it's starting to get a little bit difficult. Liz has a lot of work to put in order to make progress here. And honestly, this might be an upset when it comes to the victor here. Strife is doing a fantastic job here. Honestly, for a first-time Kusogrande player, doing absolutely amazing. Will Strife...
Oh.
Yeah!
Yeah!
Woo! I was just looking over at Strife's face to see the reaction, and he looks a little confused.
So Liz has found Cat on a Hot Pink Roof.
Okay, this level is fairly short. Well, all of the levels in this game are relatively short. So
That's not what Liz says.
I know, Liz keeps saying, why do these levels go on forever? And I'm like, it's because the game keeps killing you.
There's no checkpoints. That's the worst part. Yeah.
Yeah.
If there were like a few checkpoints, maybe one per level, then the difficulty of this game would drop quite a bit. Now, the Japanese version of this game, you have 4 hits per life instead of 2. Significantly easier.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's really interesting that there are certain games that they made easier when they came out in the U.S., certain games that they made harder in U.S. releases. This is one of the wow.
Strife has found Crusoe and got towel snapped. Oh no.
That was pretty good.
Now am I almost done?
You got 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes, Liz.
Can I just eat breakfast instead?
Can you know what? You're putting on a great show. People are loving this. Yeah, yeah. Woo! And there is no shame to anybody who loses in Kusogrande. What does that mean? You didn't do well in a game that nobody wants to play.
To be fair,
Except for Ritz.
everybody who plays Kusogrande kind of loses a little bit.
Yeah, honestly, the worst thing that you can do is keep playing because it means that you get to play more of our games. So, yeah, in a way, losing is its own reward. Okay, Liz putting money in the toll box. Actually, speaking about rewards, we do have a tradition of giving out some prizes to the victor here. Unfortunately, I forgot my prize. Welcome to my ADHD life. I've got a 3D figurine of the mascot of Kusogrande that I want to give out.
Aww.
He's not painted. He's just like straight up a black figure. Maybe I can try to do a crappy painting for it. You want a really crappy paint job on a 3D model? That's probably what you're gonna get after this Kusogrande. Ah, yeah. Okay, Liz playing with the 1-ton weight. Just, yeah, you do not want to get hit by the lightning. Luckily, lightning is mortal in this game. Does it have a soul?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh. I've got a lot of existential questions with this game. I mean, the jellyfish have eyes. Ugh.
Yeah.
Okay, if
And eyebrows.
actually, I don't know. Can you flirt with the jellyfish? Do they have emotions? Do they feel love?
Almost.
Someone said if you're brave enough. No,
I like how
no,
Pink
no.
is still holding his breath as he walks out of the water and then back into it.
It's really stinky outside.
And Strife has
And
completed
there we
Pink
go.
Lemonade.
Pink lemonade is down. Strife, I think.
No, not even close.
Oh, we're still in the refrigerator, everybody. Yeah, guess what we get to deal with? This.
Ice platforms in my slippery platformer? Oh no!
And that
Strife
is a full
is
game
a full
over
game
for
over.
Strife.
So,
So, yeah, Strife does still have a little additional time to play. I say never give up.
No.
Always keep going. You never know what else you're going to find. Honestly, if I were Strife, I would probably go and explore to see if I can find any other levels in this game that I haven't seen before.
yeah, backtracking through the fridge is a no-no now.
Yeah. Oh.
The sad part is that Strife was one screen away from the end of the refrigerator. Another level completion, but not quite.
Yeah, it still is going to be enough to take the victory today, I believe. Yeah. Now, mind you, occasionally I am wrong about how people are doing, and we see big comebacks. We've seen lead changes in the final second of Kusogrande before. It happens. It doesn't happen very often, but you never really know. And that's why, as a player, even if you think that you are behind, you keep on pushing because you do not know how the other player is doing. Yes, while it is competitive, mostly you're pushing against yourself and your own desire to stop playing this game. And a lot of it does end up being sort of that mental battle. So, ignore how the other player may be doing. In general, you should assume if you're struggling with something, the other player is as well.
Yep.
And yeah, we've seen both of the players struggling with platforms, with, things that will kill you popping out with like a fraction of a second notice. There's no way that you can avoid it. Blind jumps all over the place. Everybody suffers from all of this, but your competitor is having to deal with this as well, so you keep on pushing. Ooh,
So Strife
another
opting
death.
to go back into the refrigerator again. Has a long journey ahead of him if he's going to try and make any more progress.
I feel like if I played this as a kid, I probably would have enjoyed this quite a bit.
I had fun with it. I just couldn't beat it.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have beaten this game, no way. But like, there are plenty of games from my childhood that I've brought back in Kusogrande, even though I love them because I know that they are flawed. Flawed doesn't mean unenjoyable. It just means that it's got some problems. You can be critical of media and still consume and enjoy it. And I think that's sort of the spirit of Kusogrande and the bad video game community, that we do find love in things that other people are critical of. Of course, we're also pretty critical of it, but but that's not going to stop me from playing this. Okay, where is Strife going? We got a fan. Why is there a toll next to the fan? Oh,
So
for
you
the
just
hook.
go up.
Time to go be a pirate.
Very clever use of the hook there.
Okay, Liz trying to get through this level. Which level is Liz in again?
Cat on a hot pink roof. Now, that stage in particular has a ton of toll boxes and a ton of toll coins. And one of the best ones that I don't think either of the players has used so far is the magic carpet.
Oh, this music version of the pirate level is so good.
Oh, it's so good.
Okay, yeah,
It probably drove Liz crazy, and but it is a good song the first time you hear it, at least.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's one thing that I can't fault. Like the art style, the music in this. Heck, even the programming seems fairly solid. I mean, we haven't really seen any lag anywhere in this game.
No,
Liz is
Liz is speedrunning breakfast.
okay. Okay, Strife just picked up a trick. Liz is having a good time up here. Honestly, probably the most joy that Liz has felt during the entire match, not playing the game.
Fair.
But still, like, I appreciate everybody who comes and plays and is willing to keep us entertained here. It is always fantastic. Okay, Liz, back into the game. We do not have very much time left. Under 4 minutes left for this match. We do have 15-minute matches, and we are close to the end of this one. Remember, there are 3 more matches after this, and y'all don't know what games are in store, so be prepared for absolute chaos. Okay, Strife going back into the pirate ship.
Yep. Liz back to Pinkenhood.
Yeah, I'm trying. Like, I'm glad that we at least get some of this pirate music. It's just
nice.
a joy. Yeah, take. Oh, yeah.
Liz cautiously avoiding the bonus level. But there's so many power-ups in it.
It's hilarious. You know that when there is a bonus stage that gives you
Okay,
tons
so-
of power-ups and possibly extra lives.
Oh, Liz
that-
has dealt 2 damage to the boss.
Oh! You do have to kill the boss in order to finish Pinkenhood.
That is correct.
Yes, I remember.
And every
there's
time
a-
you hit the boss, there's, I think, approximately a 50% chance that he will switch floors.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I don't like this boss. It's been a while since I've seen this game. You know, it is a little bit of a Kusogrande classic. We have had this in the main tournament before. Speaking of the main tournament that I hold on my own Twitch channel over at twitch.tv/Prosentia, we do have signups currently available over on the Kusogrande Discord, or if people don't know how to access that, they can always just shoot me a DM. But yeah, it lasts for quite a while, but we try to put as little demand on players as possible in order to make it so that everybody who wants to play can play. So even if you have a difficult schedule and don't have every day available, whatever, you'll probably need like an hour a month to come and play for us, and we'll work around your schedule. Yay, Liz.
Slowly making progress on that Cousteau fight at the end.
Yeah, I think what Liz and Strife should be doing in the final minute that they have here is just seeing if they can hurry and push and get a level clear. You know, at this point, you know, going slow is probably not going to complete the level. You want to go fast enough that
Oh,
Strife got smushed. That is a game over. Yeah, it's better to be risky at this point. Getting smushed, that's part of the risk. Sometimes you're going to die. Liz just attempting to get higher up in this stage. It looks like she saw the star and has no interest in it. She wants to get to the boss and kill that dude. Okay, and here we are. Unfortunately,
hit.
he changed floors.
Yep.
And Liz doesn't know. Liz is confused. Where'd the boss go? Oh, there he is.
The
Bam.
meanest thing about it is that he won't spawn in until he's on screen. So if you just land where he spawns in, he'll just hit you.
Lovely.
So if he changes floors, the safest
Well,
thing
we've
to
got
do is
3,
be away from him.
2, 1, and that is time,
Time.
everybody. Congrats, stand up, give them applause. And that is Pink Goes to Hollywood with Strife taking the victory today. A big upset against Liz Star.
Amazingly well played.
Yeah, great job. It looks like they're going to be chatting for a little bit, so we'll go ahead and go to a break and work on getting the next game set up. Congrats again to Strife. Great job to Liz. Strife is moving on. Thank you both so much. Okay, game 2 coming up in just a minute.
I think 4 stitches.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Kuso Live at SGDQ 2025. I am Prosentia, along with the GM for match number 2, Trambles.
Hello, everybody. I am glad to be here, and I'm glad to give some obscure Japanese game that no one has ever heard of.
What is this game?
So this game is called Moate Mucho. Mucho has an exclamation part. It is very important to the title of the game, and it is a simple series game. So we've seen some simple series games on Kusogrande before.
Well, we even saw it on the main stage at GDQ during the PS1 Mystery Tournament. They played a simple series 1500 game, the basketball game during that, and that was hilarious. We had, of course, I think it was, I can't remember the character's name, but he was the best basketball character, just the hero of the people. The Simple Series is a budget series, and a lot of these games came out for relatively cheap, but a lot of them have super interesting mechanics. So, to ask, are you two ready to begin?
Yep.
Okay. In that case, Are you ready for countdown?
I'm ready for countdown as well.
Okay, if the audience can hear us or can help us, we'll go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go! Okay.
So this is Moate Mucho. It is sort of a board/maze game. So your objective is to collect 3 pink guys in these treasure chests and then get to the end of the level. And as you can see, you have incredible knockback.
Oh.
If anything just lightly touches you, you fly 3 or 4 squares.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And you go flying.
I mean, I saw Melee Wizard fly over the tree and quite significantly backwards. Melee Wizard and IR Cheesecake did fantastic yesterday in the qualifiers. They made it into the main tournament here. Both of them, I believe, are new, or at least new-ish to Kusogrande, and it's great to have 2 players here just kind of getting introduced to the chaos that can be Kusogrande. But I have never seen a game like this. What is even happening? I see square spinning occasionally.
Yes, so you have 3 main actions in this game. You can attack, you can jump. So you can see that they have the little jump icons on their screen. Jump just allows them to jump over a space. As long as they have that icon there. They can still jump without it, but it just doesn't do anything.
Okay.
And the last thing they can do is that they can flip. So they can rotate the squares that they're on and the ones around them in order for them to have a path that they can walk.
Gotcha. So what's the goal to get through the stage?
So as we look at our cheesecake screen, he has just collected the 3rd pink orb, and Melee Wizard as well. And so the goal now is just to get to the end, get to that goal, and then they'll move on to the next stage.
Yeah, right now it's very close between the 2 players. They're both going to the goal here. Oh, Pumpkin got Melee Wizard.
Yes.
No!
You do have limited HP. That is indicated by the hearts at the top. So you have a pretty good amount of HP, and there is a clear from Melee Wizard.
Very nice. Good start. Yeah, Ira Cheesecake, I believe, took a death, but honestly, early on in a match, that is going to happen every once in a while. You will die.
And a very kindness of this game is that there is unlimited continues. You just restart the level that you were on.
Yeah, that makes it a little nicer. Heck, nicer than Pink Goes to Hollywood that we just had, where, you know, you had 5 continues and then bam, back to the beginning of the game. It's nice that the players are able to lock in progress here every time that they beat a stage. Our Cheesecake freeing the last thing. What the crap is this?
I want to say they're angels. They're pink angels, but we'll call them things.
I
Whatever.
have never seen an angel like this. I mean, that's kind of cute, sure.
I mean, they're all stylized. They're all, like, all the characters are essentially just, like, your 3-year-old's drawing of humans, like the circle head and then legs coming out of the circles.
Yeah, I don't think, especially in the US, like, stylized games and, like, cute games really didn't become popular until pretty much after Wind Waker at the least. Even then, like the PS3 era, there were a lot of like super realistic games, and it's only been fairly modern that like having sort of chibi stylized art coming back has worked. But because of how stylized this is, it looks really good for today.
Yeah, it holds up really well. I mean, this isn't one of those games that I think it's weird. It's flawed, just mostly by how much knockback you get. Because right now in these earlier stages, like as soon as you're still getting into the rhythm of the game, it's not too punishing. When we get to some of the later stages, it is mean.
Oh, really? Okay.
Like, right now you can see the paths are pretty open, like almost all of them. You can go all directions.
Yeah.
There's only a few times you need to switch. We will not see that in some of these later stages.
Well, I assume, you know, this is a game with puzzle elements, and the puzzle elements in something like this generally just get harder and harder as time goes on. So, you know, learning the basics for when I need to turn a block. It looks like our cheesecake is on to...
So there are now, now that we're in the third round of World 1, now there are multiple stages within the round, so you have to take these teleports in order to get access to every single pink orb.
Uh-oh. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of figuring out where all of the pink angels are.
Correct.
Yeah, why are the angels treasure? I mean, sure, they're treasure to me. Look how cute it is. Look at it.
Oh, and it looks like Melee Wizard's gonna run out of time.
Oh, yeah, the last game that we had didn't really have a very strict time limit. It looks like this game's time limit is a little tighter.
Oh, and IR Cheesecake almost gets to the goal, but gets bopped out of
No!
HP. Has to start over.
Yeah, I can see IR Cheesecake's reaction there. But remember, in Kusogrande, if you're struggling with something, odds are your opponent is as well. They cannot see each other's screens. They do not know how the other player is doing. And if you start worrying about them doing better than you, sometimes you end up choking. So do not worry about them. Focus on yourself.
So a thing on Melee Wizard's screen, so those teleporters are very, very finicky. Like, you need to be directly on it and then hit the right button in order to actually teleport. You can be on that thing and then hit the button and it doesn't teleport you because you're just off just a slight pixel.
Okay.
And so IR Cheesecake gets the clear.
There we go. Beautiful Cheesecake.
And so much like a game that you would think doesn't need boss fights, this game has boss fights.
Okay, this sounds hopeful. Ooh, it looks like one of the dudes from Mega Man.
Luckily,
the
this,
Mets?
this looks like a Metar or whatever they're called. First boss is pretty simple. It takes 3 hits. It looks like IR Cheesecake was not lined up correctly.
Yeah, that looks like one of the main flaws that we're dealing with, that actually lining up in order to do what you want to do is a little bit difficult. Grid-based movement is always a little bit odd. Like, I'm thinking Zelda 1 had some of that, and it was a little frustrating to get lined up precisely. And considering that it's sort of an isometric view that we have here as well, that might make it a little bit harder to do. Are the controls just up, down, left, right in order to navigate here, except it's slightly skewed?
Yes, you can rotate the camera with L1 and R1, but that might just cause more of a hindrance since now you're seeing it at an angle as opposed to this, like, more of a, like, skewed angle than this light angle that we're seeing currently.
Is there any way to, like, line it up so that it looks specifically straight up and down?
No, there is not a way to do that.
Okay, so you're always going to be somewhat isometric playing this, despite having up, down, left, right controls. That's, like, it takes a while to get used to it. If you haven't played a lot of isometric games, it can be a challenge. In general, we find that people who do well in Kusogrande have played a wide variety of games because you never know what you're gonna get.
So I'm a little mistaken. You do start the whole stage from the beginning, so you have to complete the boss in order to continue back. So IR Cheesecake is back to round 1 of stage 1.
But still, making it to the boss is a mark of progress, and that is currently the high water mark that we have. IR Cheesecake, despite going back, is in the lead until Melee Wizard gets to the boss and beats it, if he manages to do so before IR Cheesecake. Okay, the building. Melee Wizard just attacked a building. What does that building do? It just kind of...
It's just there. It's
Okay.
aesthetic.
So you don't want to stab the building? I
No,
guess?
it doesn't really do anything. So the one that's like the windmill is more like a magnet, so it will actually like slow down your movements. But that is clear from Melee Wizard. Melee
Very
Wizard moving
nice.
on to the boss.
Yeah, we saw a game over to the boss already. We'll have to see if Melee Wizard is able to clear it. If so, he will move into the lead for this match. Of course, we're only just about 10 minutes in. This is honestly going super fast. I've never seen a game like this before.
Yeah, as you know, Brosentia, I am a mystery tournament advocate.
Yes.
So a lot of the games that I try to find, I try to see if they're good for mystery tournament first. And if they're not, then they're probably good for Kusogrande.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's like, too bad for Mystery Tournament. Let's give it to Brosentia.
I mean,
I appreciate it. Thank you. I want those games, yes. and honestly, like, depending on the tournament that you enter, they may have different things that they're looking for. Mystery tournament often, I recommend joining all types of mystery tournaments. They're a lot of fun. Mystery tournament tends to focus on games with less randomness and more focusing on your skill. Kusogrande, because we have a set time limit rather than a specific goal, we allow a little bit more randomness, you know, because there are often ways that you can learn how to deal with that.
Yeah, so this game does have a little bit of randomness to it. All of the chests always appear in a different spot, so you never know exactly where they're going to be, but you have a general idea of how many chests are going to be in each zone. So I think our players might be catching on that this second zone here is always going to have 2 of the blue treasure chests.
Good.
So
Yeah.
there is that stuff you can like realize, but all of the layouts are going to be generally a little different each time. And
Is
that's
that a clear?
That
Melee
is a
Wizard
clear for
moves
Melee
into
Wizard.
the lead. Fantastic job there. New record.
So now has to enter their name for the bonus, and the bonus is just moving on to the next stage. We've seen password bosses before.
I've never seen you actually have to enter text into a high score screen in order to move on, boss.
And Iron Cheesecake is back to the boss, but now
Okay.
we are on World 2, Round 1. So this is more of a forest world.
Okay, Melee Wizard in 2-1, making solid progress here. Iron Cheesecake in 1-4. Not very far behind, but to lock in that progress, he needs to defeat the boss. With 3 lives, though, I think there's a very high possibility of this mech going down.
Yeah, you can easily get this guy into a stun lock pattern. Getting bounce is actually beneficial for Iron Cheesecake in that scenario. Gets the hit. I think that might be it. It's only 3 hits. Oh, maybe needs 1 more hit.
Melee Wizard already getting the gate opening for 2-1, moving on to the goal as soon as he can clear the way. And there we go. 2-1 is down onto 2-2.
Oh,
Iron Cheesecake.
Iron Cheesecake had the victory, but got bopped by a minion and
No!
has to start the boss over.
No! Double KO is unfortunately in the boss's favor. We get a rematch going on here. Oh, I love, like, there are different ways that games handle a double KO. I think that with this game, it opens up a gate in general if you beat the stage, if you beat the boss. So, you know, beating the boss and then actually getting to the exit makes sense that the double KO would go to the boss.
Oh, we're getting close. I think that's going to be the last hit. Iron Cheesecake is going to be moving on to World 2. While Melee Wizard is on.
There we go. 1-4 is down. Iron Cheesecake locking in progress and moving on to World 2.
Entering for the high score. And that is round 2 clear for Melee Wizard. Melee Wizard is now really getting the handle of this game.
2-3 coming up, though. You never know what's going to happen. I mean, you do. You've played this game of Shambles.
Yes, I did play it to completion. I always tend to at least make sure I suffer just as much as our players, because I am a masochist like that.
Honestly, a lot of the people who end up being GMs or game masters for Kusogrande have played these games extensively, and probably, like, as much as we say, oh yeah, you're making other players suffer, it turns out they suffer a lot more in preparation. This is just an excuse for me to make people's lives miserable. It's great.
I mean, it's also an excuse to, like, expose people to games that maybe they've never heard of. I mean, there's so many, like, specific exclusives in different regions that for most of us here, we all live in the United States, so we don't really get to see all of the unique games that get released for other regions.
Yeah, like, in my opinion right now, like, this game definitely does have some flaws that we are seeing here, and it's also a very, very different style of game. In general, we embrace all the different meanings of Kusoge. In general, bad games, weird games.
A moment of silence for Melee Wizard there, who just got missiled into death.
Yeah, you don't want that. Well, yeah, if somebody shoots a missile, you want to get out of the way.
Yeah, but both of our players are really now getting a handle of this game. Ira Cheesecake using the jump mechanic, which it's one of those things you overlook of how like beneficial it can be to just jump instead of having to wait to rotate all the tiles.
True. I'm really like just fascinated in the idea that we've got puzzles in this, you know, with the maze rotation, combine that with the combat, with obstacles flying out. It's just a whole combination of things that I've never really seen in a game before. Sure, there have been plenty of maze games where you rotate pieces in order to do things, but you know, having a map that you're going through in order to combat and you know, acquire specific items. I love this. This is really fascinating.
It's really unique, and like another thing to notice is like all the enemies on stage. That's going to be a clear for Ira Cheesecake.
Yeah, very nice. Moving on to 2-3, right?
So you can't actually kill any of the enemies. You can only just knock them away.
Yeah.
So you're never actually taking care of the threats.
Why do you have a sword?
It's blunt, maybe?
It's blunt. Should have brought a better sword. Should have brought anything to help.
Yeah, and so more lore on this game. There are 5 characters to play as. The first 4 all play pretty similarly. They have 1 attack. They're all just like different little guys. The last character, though, is a little different in the fact that their attack is delayed, but it can go 2 squares.
Oh, okay. But you can't kill anything.
No, but if I were really mean, I would force them to have played that 5th character just because of how really bad like the delay of an attack is in this game. But Ira Cheesecake getting, I think, the goal set up.
Ooh, Ira Cheesecake, if you can get through this, I believe that is a lead change. Let's see what Cheesecake can do here. Opening up the exit, I think, is more than Melee Wizard has done. I'm not sure. And there we go, lead change. Ira Cheesecake now in the lead. Fantastic job here.
But Melee Wizard is right behind, has the goal open. So we're going to see what this boss is. We have a very similar boss looking to the first boss, but this one has ribbons for arms.
Ribbons for arms? Who has ribbons for arms? That's strange. Okay, this boss does. What do the ribbons do, though? Doesn't look like they do much. He just kind of sticks them out.
I believe you have to hit this boss from the front or the back. You cannot hit this one from the side, as the ribbons will like deflect your attack.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, it seems like every boss has a little bit of a gimmick to it at this point. Oh, dropping a whole bunch of bombs. Don't want to be in bomb land. The explosions aren't very scary, though. They just look like splashes of blood. I guess that's scary, if splashes of blood.
Yeah, so, like, the real gimmick is that it can, like, and I think that's going to be a clear. Oh, it's
there
already,
we go.
But it's a clear from Melee Wizard first.
Both of them have cleared the stage, and moving on to 3-1, it's a straight-up tie with Melee Wizard slightly being in the lead due to having done it first. We have no idea who's going to come out in the lead.
But now we're in Water World. Not that Water World, but this Water World.
Ah, Water World 2. Yeah, you never want to go there.
But yeah, so mechanics here, we have buoys that explode. Some might call them mines, but I'm calling them buoys.
Okay, just to check, is Slab our player Slab here? Slab. Okay, perfect. I do need to get up and do a little bit of setup, but I will be back in just a couple minutes. Keep on rocking, Shrambles.
All right, so it looks like both of our players have opened up the goal for level 1 of round 1 of level 3, and basically clearing it at the same time. They are neck and neck. And now that Brosentia's away, I'm going to say some really nice things about him. Brosentia's a really wonderful person hosting this Kusogrande live tournament. Give him all of your applause for setting this up, seeing all these weird games in a live setting. He can't hear us right now. No, he can't. But yeah, so both our players now, round 2 of World 3, still getting, like, I think they're now really getting the rhythm of this game. Unique enemies are now popping up. They're going for all of these treasure chests. Some of them good, some of them not good. Power up for Melee Wizard into the second zone. Ira Cheesecake now entering the second zone. And I can see both of our players have 2 of the pink guys in the second zone. Melee Wizard looking for the third one, and it looks like IR Cheesecake has found the third one, is going to be possibly moving on to the next round. And so has Melee Wizard. They are keeping it close, neck and neck. Keeping it very exciting for the viewer's perspective. These players know how to put on a show, making it as close as possible. It's right at the end. IR Cheesecake just needs to rotate one more. Oh, and Melee Wizard gets knocked back and is stunned. I don't know what happened to Melee Wizard. I think lost HP, died, and has to restart the level, giving IR Cheesecake. Or I guess they both, I have no idea. I guess they both, unfortunately, lost their lives, so they're still at the start of round 2.
Okay. So 3-2, still pretty much a straight up tie between these two players.
Yeah,
This is
both of
great.
them almost got to the end, but I think both died and have to restart this level, so keeping it close.
So, question, I think I understand most of the HUD. What about the jump at the bottom left? What is that?
So the jump icon allows you to jump over a wall. So as you can see how some of these like little platforms have walls that you can't walk through, you can choose to jump over them with those jump icons. And every time you do that, you lose one of those icons.
Sweet. Slab, if you are here, I believe that the GM for you has shown up. And if you are not, then you are not hearing me right now, so I might as well stop talking. Oh no, underwater? How can a knight live like this?
I mean, how else are they going to get the sword from the Lady of the Lake if she's like taking a break?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, what are we fighting for? Like, for honor, for...
I believe this is a classic. There's a princess in a castle that you need to save.
And they're weird blob angels. Is this like the souls of the slimes that died in Dragon Quest or something like that?
We could go with that. I mean, I remember looking up the lore of this game a long time ago, and have decided not to look it up in preparation for this match. So this is bring your own lore.
Yeah, I mean, that's simple series for you. I think a lot of the games don't really have a whole lot of lore, and well, some of them do. Some of them get a little bit deep, but yeah, it's like, here's an excuse for a game. You've got a dude with a sword and a maze. Good luck, figure it out. You're going with budget games, you know? They got to get something out relatively quickly. At the same time, like, this game still has some pretty deep mechanics. Still, you know, it's actually got a decent amount of design that went into this. This is fascinating.
Yeah, it's really cool. It just, there are so many things where it just like slightly fumbles. I know with the controls, especially being like an isometric grid style, like you can be holding up and then it just decides that you're moving in a different direction because you're just slightly askew of the square.
Okay, Melee Wizard is in the warp zone, I believe. Is this the warp zone?
So yeah, this is one of the warp zones. IR Cheesecake, I think, is back at like the base of the level, and now we're getting introduced to multiple, essentially, side zones.
Okay.
And I think IR Cheesecake is going to run out of time, has just stopped, realizing that it is futile to keep going, and is starting over.
That's fine. Okay, Melee Wizard, meanwhile, we've got these fans spinning around. Do those fans hit you?
So those fans are more like suction fans, kind of like magnets, so they'll slow down your motion. So it's going to be another death for Melee Wizard, while Ira Cheesecake is looking for the 3 spots on round 3. Both our players are on round 3.
Sweet. Now, you've got the pink blob angels that show up in the HUD. I believe that's how many of them you've already collected, right?
Correct.
Yeah, so
Ira Cheesecake currently has 1, while Melee Wizard has yet to find 1 in this level, but there's 1 right there. So I say we're going to be tied, but Ira Cheesecake has found the second one, is going out, and I think is going to go back into that other, essentially, side zone to find the final guy.
yeah, oh no, I almost said the pink jelly, but then that reminded me of pink jelly from Hummer Team. I hate that mascot, and I hate the game Pink Jelly. Literally the worst game. Why? Because it is so boring. That's the thing. If you're going to make a game that has flaws, give it passion. Give it something interesting. You know, make me be like, oh, that was really, really painful, but I've got something interesting that I've never seen before. This game, honestly, I don't feel like this is super painful. It's got some interesting mechanics in it. Ira Cheesecake, by the way, on to the boss.
Yeah, so now we're on a lobster boss. I don't exactly remember its mechanics.
Is it a lobster?
I think it's a lobster.
What kind of seafood is this? I wouldn't eat this. Oh no! Oh, he did a big water splash.
And Melee Wizard on the other side has got the 3rd pink guy. It's going to be moving on to the bosses, provided that they can get to the goal.
Yeah, luckily he still does have a decent number of hearts left. I do not imagine it's going to be super complicated to get back.
And Ira Cheesecake, I think, has, 1 more hit on the boss. Oh, but does the splash.
Not back to the island and walking right into the splash again. Yeah, luckily using those iframes in order to get right up to the boss, delivering 2 hits, and the boss is down. Ira Cheesecake is through yet another level. There we go. Fantastic job there, Ira Cheesecake.
So moving on to World 4. There are 6 worlds in this game. And now we're getting into the underground, lava zone. And this is where the game gets really cruel.
Uh-oh.
So now we have these, fire-spitting, Sokoban blocks.
Oh, no. Okay, yeah, they look angry.
You have less treasure chests this time, so you're not going to be getting
Fewer.
all of... Okay. Okay.
I'm sorry, it's fewer. If it's countable, then it's fewer. If it's not countable, then it's less.
Okay, so there's less treasure chests.
Fewer! Okay, whatever. Go ahead, Trambles.
Yeah, so there's less treasure chests.
I said go on. Okay.
That's it. That was the end of the sentence.
That's it? Okay. There are less treasure chests. Yeah, luckily, less treasure chests means fewer treasure.
Correct. So Melee Wizard onto the boss.
Oh!
Hear that splash sound effect.
That splash sound effect is murderously loud. Holy guacamole. We gotta kill this lobster now. Okay, luckily, the lobster's melee attack is not the best.
Yeah. Some of these bosses are very, very easy to exploit their patterns. I mean, it is a simple series game. They put a lot more effort into this cool stage design. It's really cool how, especially in this water zone, how
There we go.
Oh,
Melee
wow.
Wizard is through World 3 on to World 4. Fantastic job. Yeah, while IR Cheesecake is in a little bit of a lead, he is a little upset at what just happened there. That is a
He
death
was right
back to
there
round 1.
at the end, just got bopped by a minion with 1 HP. It is unfortunate, but has the rhythm of this game, so probably he's going to be easily get back to that point.
Yeah, honestly, if you end up taking a death, your competitor is probably taking deaths as well. Like, don't get too upset about it. It's going to happen. You do not know what'll get you. And considering that enemies seem to have a little bit of a large hitbox when they try to attack, you're going to accidentally take damage every once in a while. It's not your fault particularly. But once, if you have put hours and hours into understanding the game, maybe you can avoid most damage, but until then, you're probably going to get hurt every now and then.
I mean, there's probably a really cool strat where you could probably get hit by a guy to get to a zone that you would have more trouble just walking there yourself.
Honestly, knockback over walls seems to be a decent way to move around. As long as you've got the extra health, health can be used as a resource. Melee Wizard opening up the gate. Ire Cheesecake as well.
Easy path, round 1 clear, moving on to round 2. And that's going to be another... Oh, ran out of time right
No!
at the end.
Melee Wizard, no! No.
You hate to see it.
Well, I mean, a death right before the end happened to IR Cheesecake as well. Like I said, if you die right towards the end of the level, or if you die in a game, very likely going to be happening to your opponent as well, displayed in exactly that way on the level right before the end of it.
Yeah, just had 2 fewer time.
Oh my god, please stop that. How dare you, Shrambles? How dare you?
I dare.
Oh, okay. Melee Wizard taking the warp to the other area. Ira Cheesecake, meanwhile, getting blasted with some fire. I believe only has 1 jelly left to collect. Or is it always collect 3 angels and then you're done?
It is always collect 3 angels and you're done.
Cool. Luckily, Cheesecake has a lot. Oh, I thought that was more lives than 1. Okay, only 1 life left. Honestly, just as somebody observing this, it could be a good idea to get a game over relatively soon so that, you have the maximum number of lives pushing through this. If you happen to get to a checkpoint where you're not going to lose progress, like finishing a world, and you only have 1 or 2 lives left, why not just lose them real quick?
Yeah, especially if you've just completed a boss and you only have it's a very good strat to intentionally game over to just get your lives back.
Yeah. Yeah, what you want to do is give yourself the best opportunity to actually push forward and make progress.
So Melee Wizard now on round 2 of World 4, so has caught up to Ire Cheesecake.
Now, I will say there are some benefits to not taking a game over, specifically because, if you use the lives that you have right now to explore the next couple levels, it means that you're more likely to get through them without dying. If you're not confident that you can get through an entire world blind without getting a game over, just go ahead and explore some of the levels a little bit, see what they're all about, and that may help you after you get the game over to get through it quickly. Iron Cheesecake through round 2 on to 4-3.
And Melee Wizard taking a death. Yeah, so the benefits of that is always having stage knowledge.
Yes.
Because you can spend a life to get more stage knowledge and then intentionally game over, and then you'll have a better chance of just completing it without losing lives.
Yeah, and I think the biggest help for understanding these levels is what is going to kill me, what's going to hurt me. The fire blocks that we see all over the place, definitely a problem here. The weird spinning fans, I don't know if those are a problem, but it looks like they could be. Understanding how they work before you get a game over means that you don't have to walk up and potentially get hurt and die. Instead, you already know how they work. Okay, Ire Cheesecake using the jump in order to try to get to the portal, but getting knocked back by the enemy. Luckily, that enemy had nothing on a sword.
Yeah, round guy versus sword, who's gonna win?
Depends on the sword.
I'd vote for round guy because I'm a Kirby fan. So.
Oh, okay, yeah. I couldn't tell based on your shirt.
Yeah, he's pretty all right.
Yeah, for those who can't see, Trambles has a Kirby shirt. It's a cute one. I like it. I dig it. Uh-oh, Irish Cheesecake in a very lava-looking place. These blocks don't appear to act any differently than the ones that we've already seen, though. They just blow a little bit of fire. Irish Cheesecake trying to spin the platforms in order to stun lock the enemy, but unfortunately was not able to get an attack out. Melee Wizard clearing 4-2 onto 4-3. Both players more or less in the same location. Let's see who is able to get through here first. Melee Wizard has 2 lives, though. Irish Cheesecake has no extra lives.
Yeah, so Irish Cheesecake does have the advantage right now. They have collected 2 of the pink guys in this level, so if both of them were to get a game over, Irish Cheesecake does have the advantage and would take the victory if we were to end the match right now.
Indeed. Oh my gosh. What are these hammer lizard dudes? I kind of like them.
Like, all of the enemy designs in this game are really neat. They typically do the same thing. They just hit you, but the amount of variety that this game has, especially for just being a budget title, is really cool.
Yeah, if you do have a budget title come out, you know, I love giving artists the artistic freedom in order to create something different or strange, you know? You don't have to make everything look like a stereotypical monster. Give some weird googly eyes to a lizard with a hammer. I guess these lizards don't have hammers. They don't even have eyes, or they have hammers but no eyes. That's kind of creepy.
All right, Irish Cheesecake has got the final pink guy.
Yeah, free the guy.
Has a good amount of HP, so is going to possibly get to the boss.
This is a small lead for IR Cheesecake, getting all 3 dudes, getting to the end, and there we go, 4-3 cleared, but will Cheesecake be able to beat the boss? That's the big question.
You have 1 life, 1 opportunity.
If this is a boss clear, that'll be very impressive. I'm expecting a game over.
Yeah, this guy has a lot of different attacks.
Ooh. Okay.
You saw the laser, but if you can get, this is how you do it. Irish Cheesecake has a strategy. You can stun lock these bosses into hits.
Oh, okay, good hits so far. Trying to dodge one of the enemy's attacks, good.
And that's going to be it. Irish Cheesecake gets the clear.
Fantastic job here, IR Cheesecake. Killing the boss without taking a single death. Very impressive. Melee Wizard still on 4-3. IR Cheesecake moving on to 5-1. Melee Wizard still has plenty of time, though. We are 37 minutes into the 50-minute match. We are getting close to the end of this, but not super close.
And my favorite enemies in the game right now.
Which ones?
The spinning thwomp-like guys.
Oh, they're so angry. Oh, look at them. Oh, I love them. I don't like the arm birds that were in the Nintendo Switch boxing game.
Hey,
they look. What's that game called again?
It's just called Arms.
Arms.
Look, Arms is a great game that just didn't work.
I need to play Arms one of these days to experience it. Here's the deal. Take risks, make a game that, some people may like and some people won't. It's fine. I would rather have developers taking risks with ideas than making the same game over and over and over again. To be fair, even with Mario games have a lot of really interesting risks and one-off mechanics that you see in exactly one level. It never comes back. Even some great games take those risks.
Yeah, as you can see with IR Cheesecake right now, a lot of the treasure chests now have nothing in them. That's what that little purple, is it kanji? Is that what it's called?
I mean, yeah, if it's a symbol that represents an entire word, that would be kanji.
Yeah, so just the little purple kanji is basically just saying, nope, nothing good here. And a lot of those treasure chests in these later levels are going to have nothing in them.
Okay, so fewer helpful items, a lot more waste. Oh, Melee Wizard taking another death. This is Melee's last life on 4-3. A game over would set him back to 4-1, which would put a significant disadvantage on his side. Not impossible to come back from, but remember, your opponent is still pushing, and with IR Cheesecake already on World 2, or World 5, that one. There's a significant chance that it would be difficult for Melee Wizard to come back. So Melee Wizard does not want to get a game over. That's what you want to avoid this deep into this world.
And he's taking his time, but it's taking a lot of that. The fire blocks are really, really mean. Gets a 1-up,
That's
though.
a 1-up. That's helpful. Yeah, if you're going to get random items, a 1-up is a fantastic random item, while a death.
Just a wash, though. Gets to do it again.
It's fine. It looks like we've got some weird stuff going on the screen for IR Cheesecake. I'll come and help.
Oh, there it goes. Hit the Windows button, the scariest button of all. Gets the clear. Moving on to round 2 of World 5.
Very good.
And Melee Wizard is in the same spot again. Is just getting bullied by these fire blocks. 1 HP. Gets the 1-up again.
Yes, 1-up right before death. That's what you want to do. Oh. I mean, like, Melee Wizard has to be a little bit frustrated with how much knockback is going on in this world. But yeah, figuring out, like, where is there any safe space for me to not get hit?
Yeah.
I would try to hit that. There we go. A little extra health definitely helps. Melee Wizard getting some extra health there as well. Unfortunately, Eyeless Lizard was just hiding right there. Melee Wizard taking the warp. Only 2 hit points left. IR Cheesecake, meanwhile, doing a pretty good job on this level. Just one more pink angel to save, and that should be the rest of this level done. Now, they look identical, but IR Cheesecake is in the world after Melee Wizard. You can tell how many obstacles there are on his side. It's just kind of nightmare land that IR Cheesecake is dealing with.
Yeah, IR Cheesecake has just really gotten the laydown of these.
Oh, Melee Wizard taking a big risk because one hit will be death. And the volcano thing was just about ready to launch fire. And that is a game. Oh, no. Melee Wizard, no.
And IR Cheesecake gets bopped right at the end, but gets to the goal.
Oh, on to 5-3. Melee Wizard set back to 4-1. I think that if Melee Wizard does these levels without taking any deaths, there is a chance to finish World 4, maybe even get through a significant portion of World 5. But, you know, you got to get to where you're playing almost perfectly.
Yeah, so, like, the cool thing about this game is that it does show you, like, the time breakdown at the end of the world, and most of these players have gotten, like, less than a minute for their completions. So there is a very good chance that Melee Wizard can catch back up and possibly take the lead over IR Cheesecake.
Yeah, it's never over till it's over. My philosophy, you never stop trying. You do not know how far your opponent has gotten, and you can have a last-minute comeback. I've had that happen myself when I played in Kusogrande years and years ago, that, you know, we had some of our game masters and myself, the organizer, enter the tournament. Yeah, I believe it was the game Wait and See that it was a Russian bootleg with Bugs Bunny, a strange one, but I could feel, I think that people have made it to this specific point. If I just jump, then I might make slightly more progress despite jumping into a pit. And indeed, I was right because nobody else jumped there, and I did. And I took the victory because of it.
All right, that is a round clear for Melee Wizard. Has a lot more work to do, but has the chance to catch up. IR Cheesecake taking the teleporter.
Okay, IR Cheesecake just navigating around these very, very slow windmills that have a weird radiating base. Do those deal damage to you?
They do not. They just slow your movement down, so you try to want to avoid them because enemies aren't affected by it.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah. Don't go near windmills. I guess that's the lesson.
Yeah, classic lesson. We've all read Don Quixote. Windmills are bad.
You know, that is the moral lesson from Don Quixote. You know, windmills, absolutely evil. Get rid of them. Yeah.
There's no other lessons to be learned from Don Quixote.
Yeah. Actually, I support windmills, you know. Maybe I'm a villain to Don Quixote, you know. I'm just...
And that is a clear for IR Cheesecake is going to be moving on to the boss of World 5.
Wow. Yeah, how far did you expect people to make it in this?
I theorize that there is possibility of beating this game.
Okay.
I didn't think it would happen, but I was ready just in case it did.
What is the last world?
It is the castle world.
Okay.
And the boss in that world is garbage.
Oh, if he's literally a bag of trash, then...
He's not literal garbage.
Okay. I want to fight garbage. Come on. I'm trying to think of video games where you fight garbage. I know there are some out there. Probably Boogerman. Pokemon? Yeah. Well, I mean, you can have garbage
Iron
on your team.
Cheesecake with 1 HP and a dream
Wow.
gets the clear. Moving on to the final world.
Extremely impressive. Iron Cheesecake, I think, has this locked because we only have about 5 minutes left. There is not much time. There is still a possibility of beating the game as a whole. Will it happen? I don't know. We'll find out.
But yeah, Iron Cheesecake doing the intentional game over strats. It takes a while though because you start with like 5 HP.
Yeah, it's fine though. If you have no lives left on level 1, just get a game over, start over. Still staying on 6-1, so it was very little bit loss in order to actually gain 2 extra lives. I think that was the good plan. Yeah, and considering that the players know that this match is almost over, they've been playing for a while, you want to make sure that your final push can be a good one.
Yeah, Melee Wizard's doing a fantastic job. Just is unfortunately up against the Iron Cheesecake, who's really kind of dialed into how to play this game and has just got a lot of fortunate boss kills at 1 HP and no lives.
So I'm trying to... I see guillotines here. Do the guillotines do anything?
I don't remember.
Okay.
I think you could get bopped through them and you take like an additional damage.
Oh, really?
Or something like that. Or they just might be aesthetic.
That would be... Okay, I want to see that happen. What if you knock an enemy through it?
That also might cause damage to them. I, again, don't remember specifically. Gets the clear, though. Iron Cheesecake moving on to round 2.
Beautiful job. There was an enemy in that square, but because it was moving, Iron Cheesecake did not take contact damage from the enemy and was able to just sort of get through it. And Melee Wizard using a couple of the jumps in order to get through that area, freeing the last pink guy. Gonna be finishing this level in just a second.
Has 10 seconds though.
Oh, come on, you can do it, you can do it. No!
Oh, and out of time. The fewer time strikes again.
Don't you dare, Shambles.
I've already dared.
Yeah,
and I
know.
will continue.
Fine. Well, Melee Wizard will have to play this level again. Iron Cheesecake, meanwhile, trying to get through this world. The last little angel freed, giving us a nice wave. I love it when they wave, you know? Shows that they love us. I don't know why they love us, but they sure do.
And Iron Cheesecake is going to get the clear again. Round 3, 2 levels to go before a game completion.
But only a minute and a half left.
So
for
probably
us.
not going to see a game completion.
Probably not, but still, making this much progress in 15 minutes is genuinely great, especially since both of these players are new to Kusogrande from what I know. don't recognize their names. It's great to have them here, and you never really know when you enter a tournament if you're going to do well or not, especially a mystery tournament like this, because, you know, while there are ways to practice, you never can practice the actual game that you're getting.
Yeah, you can take skills that you've learned from other games and apply them to the games you're playing, but you'll never really know for certain if a game is going to gel with you until you start playing it.
In my opinion, it's worth entering with no expectations of doing well, and if you do well, then heck yeah, that is a great feeling. You know, take that feeling and run with it. But just entering itself and giving it an attempt is worthwhile. Well, we are just in the final 20 seconds here. I'm waiting for the call here. We will do a countdown at the end and then give these players love. And here we are with 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time, everybody. Congratulations to the players.
Yeah, and with that, IR Cheesecake is going to take the victory today, making it almost to the final boss of the game. Melee Wizard, though, very close behind. Incredible showing, and congratulations to you both.
Yeah, you never know how you're going to do in a mystery tournament like this, and you both did phenomenal. IR Cheesecake just had some very good pushes, especially in the last stages here.
Very clutch boss kills with 1 HP and 0 lives.
Yeah, let me tell you, I was a little bit worried about some game overs there, but you avoided them until the next stage where you intentionally took the game overs in order to reset your lives. A very smart strategy there. Well, everybody, thank you for watching this. We've got 2 more matches. Stay tuned. I guess you're not watching online. Stay here or go do whatever you need, because we've got our next match coming up in just a few. And welcome back, everybody, to Kusogrande live at SGDQ. Hey, it's SGDQ 2025. I'm Brosentia, along with our GM for this match, Mr. Torture.
Hello, welcome to SGDQ 2025.
This is what I have to put up with, everybody.
Glad to be here, bro.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad too. I mean, this is your first GDQ. It's great to have you here, and you are giving out a game called Street Smart.
Yep, that's a really interesting game that we'll get to see how things develop.
Author Blues is going up against Slab here. Author Blues, the reigning champion of Kuso Live. We're excited to see how he does. Otherwise, are both, I want to say, if either of you do get a game over, just go and check the option menu again to make sure you do have the extra life there, because we've seen some games that reset the options after a game over, even if you don't change anything. So just a fair warning for you two. Are you both ready to begin? Okay, in that case, let's go ahead and do the countdown and start in 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! Best of luck to the players. It looks like, oh, wait, you gave them a fighting game?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So this is Street Smart. This is a port of an arcade game by for SNK by Neo Geo. This is a port which is a little crud so far, because even if your instinct tells you to just hit on the enemy in front of you, you just don't need to do that all the time, because it will get messy, you will lose life, and most enemies are stronger than you are. So I gave them the instructions that the game defaults you to 2 lives. I gave them to change it to 3 lives. I feel that's a little bit more fair and give them more time to look into things. Each time they progress through one of the fights, they will get, as we see on Slab's window, that they will get to more power on their end. They will get more points in which they can distribute more life, more power, or more defense. My strategy would be to set up more life. Why? Because they also have an extra move that they haven't tried so far. So the game has a limited set move so far. You got punch, kick, jump, and a combination between them. So it's best if you try each at least punch and kick, or punch and jump and kick. You got an extra special move with kick and jump
Oh, yeah.
at the same time. That extra move uses your life meter. So
Oh, I love having a fighting game where you hurt yourself. Guess what? I lost a tournament because of that. Because I didn't understand that I was hurting myself. I don't think my opponent hit me very often, but I hit myself a lot. Yeah, that was beautiful.
Yeah. So each player also has, aside from the 3 lives, they get 2 continues to use between. So each time you lose a life, you'll continue through the same match with the enemy on the same energy that they left behind. But if they lose and they use a credit, they'll have to start over the entire match again. So this is something to keep in mind. You don't have to punch them constantly, although Slav is doing really good so far. But I think they haven't used the continue. I haven't seen so far, but I think they haven't.
Yeah, the thing is, for the beginning of the game, what you're really trying to do is learn how to play the game, you know, because we give very, very little information on what they need to do. What did you tell them about the game before going into this?
Nothing.
Nothing? Okay, you didn't even tell them what the controls do?
No.
Perfect. Well, welcome to the Kusogrande experience sometimes. You have very little information. At the very least, they know the controls work.
Yeah.
And that, well, sort of work. You never really know when it comes to games that are not necessarily the triplest A of games. Even then, AAA games have weird things.
Out there was doing some gambling in between. But this game offers you, aside from the arcade game itself, offers you the chance to gamble against yourself or the enemy. So if you gamble for the enemy, you don't have to lose a life, and you will get some money. This makes no difference whatsoever in the game. It's just for the ending purposes.
Yeah. Now, I know that I've seen this game before. It looks like Slab getting a game over and continuing. That is fine. I believe that they have 3 continues and... Or no. They've got 3 sets of lives.
2 sets of life and 2 continues.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Slav's strategy so far seems to be doing jump kicks, which seems fine as long as you don't get hit by Mike, which is this big
these
guy.
Big guys in the background, though. It just says big.
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 You're at a gas station and you got big in the background.
I like big. Personally, I would buy big. Whatever big is, you know, just sell it to me. I know Big the Cat. Other big things are pretty cool.
Big the Cat is really cool.
Oh, yeah. I would
As long as
adopt
you're
Big the
looking for
Cat. You know?
Froggy.
Yeah, he'd bring frogs and go fishing for me, and then, you know, I got to spend less on groceries because he keeps catching frogs. Oh, no, I would be eating frogs. I don't want that. Never mind. Put Big the Cat back. I love this stage, though. Like, looking in the back, obviously it's Monument Valley, southern Utah, northern Arizona. That's where we are in this specific location. Is that what the game says?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, they got it right.
The arcade game has got that. Well, Slav's progressing through. Well, we'll see how it manages, because now comes the biggest fight. Slav's doing the smart thing right now, which is to gamble, well, to set up more of your points towards your life meter. If you were using the power, the special moveset, you'd do better. Now comes, perhaps, no, this isn't the strongest fight so far. This is kind of like the second fight that they've done before. Like, the game repeats itself, kind of the character designs, although there are different names. You got facing Brown now instead of Sam.
I appreciate Author Blues betting on himself to win. I'm not sure if I would do that personally. I know how I am at fighting games. But with that said, Author Blues getting some decent hits. It's just Purple Pants, you know, getting some decent attacks. Author Blues might get through it, though. Oh, no! Oh,
that's a game over.
Ganon returns, whatever it says at the end of the game. Ganon's here, baby!
So we got both of them on match 4 right now. So we should see how, well, Alpha Blues has made it for match 4. We'll see how Slav manages, if they can make it.
Ha, Jet. That's a good poster. Yeah.
Slav got a strategy going on, which is not to go too much head-on, just point on some punches, some kicks, and then do some kick jumps in between. And that manages a victory for their end. This is interesting. We'll see now After you set up the points through your life meter, you can set them to the other. After you max out the life meter, you could max out to the other lines as well, the power and the defense as well. Now we will see how that pays off, because now comes perhaps the hardest fight so far, which is stage 5, Larry.
Oh, yeah. Like, I know that I've seen a version of this game, but I don't know which version I've
The
seen.
arcade version.
The arcade version.
I gave out the arcade version in regular Kusogrande.
Okay, gotcha. Are there any major differences between the arcade version and the Genesis version?
Well, the arcade version doesn't have a gambling, and this version also has one extra boss.
Ooh, okay. So the Genesis version added gambling as well as an extra enemy. I love that. I do have to ask, though, is there any point to gamble against yourself?
You get richer, which helps towards the ending of the game, but other than that, it doesn't really help.
Okay, gotcha.
So you don't get an extra life, you don't get more points. No.
Okay, so the money really doesn't matter in this
Yeah.
game.
The good thing now that I see Slab is doing much more points towards the defense, which some hits don't hit as much. But Larry is a tough cookie.
Author Blues through Sam. We're going to see quite a few game overs in this game. We're going to see people going back to the beginning. Yeah, Larry, unfortunately, not one of the Three Stooges, but sharing the name. Yeah, he looks more like Mo, but he's named Larry.
A rather built-up Mo in that case.
Oh,
Ooh,
yeah, Jack
that
Mo.
hurt.
This is like if the Three Stooges lifted, you know? Oh.
Now, if Slab's purpose, like so far, is like to, well, go through one life and get a lot of Larry's health down, that's a good choice. As long as you consider that you still have much more fights to do as well. Because the game then gives you another twist, other than repeating some of the enemies. But we'll see later if either players manages to reach.
So here's my question. You know, we've got this here in Kuso Live, and Kusogrande is generally the bad video game tournament where we have games that have issues, flaws, or are unknown, silly in some ways. Why, like, what are the issues with this game?
The issues would be most likely the controllers, your speed versus the enemy itself. Like the game itself, like you see most fighting games, there's a certain kind of leveling between. You have something better than the opponent. This game has everything against you, and that's a loss for Slab and a game over.
That is all right. We will have plenty of game overs, and there will be more.
So far, we've seen Slab on fight 5, and Author Blues on fight 4 so far, just to get a head count of how things are happening right now. But as I was mentioning, the controllers itself are a little tough on movements. You can't run. You got punch, kick, and jump, and some of the punches and kicks don't land as well as you'd expect.
No, I have to ask. You say that you can't run, but a lot of the times in games like this, like you might be able to double tap left or right in order to run. Is that the case with this?
No, but Slab has managed one of the movements we haven't seen so far, which is the backflip. Backflip also gives you a boost backwards, but it's a lot faster than walking so far.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Especially figuring out if you're taking a lot of hits, putting distance between you and the enemy. Ha 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 ha, Jet on Author Blues' screen.
Yeah.
That's my favorite poster. I would buy a Jet just because of that poster, the ha 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 Jet.
Yeah, I buy one and two.
Oh, one death to Author Blues, but luckily taking the enemy down, moving on. Larry is next, if I'm not mistaken.
Next? I think we got Mike before that.
Fine, we might have Mike. Ooh, Slab did a multi-punch. What?
Oh, that's a special attack. Good. Slab managed to figure it out. That's the special move. It drains a lot of energy from yourself, but also lands, if you have enough power, lands a lot of punches on the enemy. Oh, we see Larry now.
We have Larry on Author's side. Author. I guess we usually call him Auth, but...
Yeah, but...
Okay.
So far. Okay, we will see now how Auth manages this fight. He's got very much little health, so it's a good thing he might use this chance to explore the enemy, although I don't know if he had much time to see that.
Yeah, I mean, a game over is expected since
Yep.
Oth was on his last life. All he really needs to do is get through this fight, even if it means burning through a couple extra lives. That puts Author Blues in the lead. We'll see how he does against Larry. Larry, how about you stop it? No, stop jumping. Nope, stop punching.
Nope.
Yeah, the unfortunate thing with like some oddities with this game, like, you know, just because you can move up and down, that's not really super typical of fighting games having these multiple planes. That, like, there are a few out there that do this, but it tends to be a little odd, just lining yourself up with the enemy to actually hit them. It's very easy to be slightly off the plane and not make any contact damage with the enemy.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
The other downside is that your moves are, except for the special move, are pretty much slower. So you get one more hit.
I
Okay,
heard
we
clapping
stopping,
for
so-
Larry. I support it. Well, not for Larry. For Larry taking a nap. Yeah.
For your Mr. Karate, I think it's the name of your player right now. So we're starting to see. Okay, this is the thing now.
No.
You have to fight against two.
They're like Max and Joan. Joan?
This is pretty much like the first enemy in the game. So you gotta figure out if you can move them together, start hitting them just like that. So this is kind of like a practice on how to manage these two.
I
players
love
at
the
same time.
advertisement, just gambling.
Yep. Gambling.
Yeah, double now.
Power.
Power.
This is like a characterization from, I think this is developed in Japan, so you can expect, this is an early 90s game,
Oh, yeah.
so you can expect the kind of type of localization that the Japanese had on America.
Oh, yeah. Like, it's not a complaint. I think that it's pretty funny.
No, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, I do appreciate that they put Highway 89. That highway actually does go through Arizona and Utah. I actually live not too far away from the highway towards northern Utah. Yeah. It's a very boring drive, just FYI. You can take other routes. Except when you're going through Sedona and Monument Valley. That's gorgeous. But otherwise, there's some very, very boring parts. Okay, Slab is through the fight. Author Blues did take a game over, took down one of the enemies in the duo fight, but unfortunately did not take down both.
But he is in the lead now because he managed to fight 6. Max and Joan are part of fight 6. There's 9 fights throughout the entire game.
Nice.
But, well, he managed to go through fight 6. We need to
Yeah.
see if he manages to fight 7 and 8.
So I do have to ask, like, if they do end on the same fight for this match, how are we breaking the
We will
tie?
consider who made it first.
Who made it there first?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay.
I was
So-
considering the health, but it would have been kind of trickier to
Oh yeah.
as well. So
I understand how life goes. I mean, we've got multiple people watching it, and yet I don't think most people remember how much health the enemies had when Author Blues got to the twins. One of them went down. Okay, Author Blues with a sliver of health left, managing to get through, putting more points into power,
Yep.
whereas Mr. T was saying life is a good way to go.
yeah, it's kind of depends because
Okay.
Author Blues hasn't managed to figure out the special move yet. So I think it's okay to manage to split the points throughout all your other stats. However, I'd like to see if Slapdash manages to start figuring it out because I've seen them going for more points towards the life meter.
Ooh, the kick from behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, Author Blues went flying across the screen and died. Luckily, the gas station has oil as well as new. Yeah, some great offerings back there. You know, it's better than them offering gold.
Old, yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want
I don't want to buy old.
old
I want
gas.
new.
I don't know if you're selling old oil.
Old oil. No,
That
no.
doesn't seem fine.
No, trust me. You go to a vehicle place with old oil, and they're going to be like, no, you want new. You want new. Stop it with the old.
Out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, yeah.
Oof.
What's weird to me is that on the boat stage, there's like no audience. It's just you and Larry. Like, what, were you going on a cruise and Larry just shows up and he's like, I want to punch you in the face?
Pretty much like any other fighting games, like in Street Fighter, you're flying around from one place to another. Not all places have people in the back.
There are people on a boat. There's got to be a captain somewhere. What, do you think that he's just hiding? He's like, I don't want to watch this fight. I'd let the, set the boat to cruise control and go down and watch the fight. Probably not an iceberg for another 10 miles or 10 knots or I don't know.
Nuts or knots?
A 10 measurement units that they use. Yeah, on
I
boats.
think knots over nuts.
I said knots. I said knots, okay? I swear.
I believe you. Okay.
Okay.
So both players are taking different approaches so far, even if they're on different enemies. But one of the key components is just to land some punches and run away. That's the thing. The thing is that Larry is kind of a cheat in that regard because he doesn't run towards you. So you gotta figure out if he's going to punch you or not.
Yeah, considering that these enemies have no indication that they are about to attack,
No.
You are not able to react and adapt. Usually you do want in a game facing a computer a way for you to at least anticipate or have a way to defend against enemies' attacks. You do not get that in this game. Sometimes you're just in trouble. Okay, Slab, on to the Max and Joan fight. I think it's probably supposed to be Jones, but that's fine. Max and Joan.
Perhaps they ran out of characters.
Yeah, who is Kim? I keep seeing advertisements for Kim everywhere. Is that you? Are you Kim?
No, you're Mr. Character.
Who's Kim?
Okay.
You just laugh? You don't know? Do you know who Kim
I don't know
is?
who Kim is.
Okay, everybody, if you can figure out who Kim is before the
know.
end of this game, I want to know. Is Kim like a
discovery
famous
slide.
boxer that I'm unaware of? Does Kim sell new? Like what? Ha 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 jet? I don't know what Kim's doing. Okay.
So we got Big, Kim, Old. Perhaps there's a secret message among all of these words.
Yeah, gambling. That's the
Gambling.
message, okay? That's what they want you to do. I love on Author Blues' screen, the short little kid just go, wee, just
Yeah,
bumping his arm.
the
very
background
excited.
characters where they are.
They're
pretty
so
fun.
good.
Both players have managed to reach the Max and Joan fight with All Blues reaching first. Now they have to figure out how to beat it without losing much of a life or a credit itself. I think that's the real challenge. now.
Bobby goes down on the Slab's side. Author Blues going up against Larry. Yeah, both players have had a decent number of game overs, and we will have more of those. Now, do you think either player will actually finish this game?
I think both players are being very methodical. I think Author Blues is kind of... Well, both players are kind of being struck when fighting against Larry. Larry's one of the biggest roadblocks within the game.
Oh,
so
yeah.
once they figure out how to beat Larry without losing much lives or continues, and then...
You can hit him, it's fine! Just the number of attacks that I saw that, they're right
Yup.
next to each other. Yeah.
Some punches, okay, just don't land. The game doesn't want you to do that.
Oh, I'm enjoying this. This is
collision
great.
is really finicky in that regard. So basically, they just need not to lose a life or continues in order to reach the Max and Joan fight, which is where they were, in order to progress through those fights. Because after that, I think there's 3 more fights, another double fight as well, which one of the hardest characters, and then the following, which is, I think it's the last match of the game. If you've lost lives and continues, which is likely the case here,
Okay.
which has its highest stats. So all bars are filled.
Ooh, okay.
So
well,
they will need to figure that out if they want to advance through that enemy as well.
That's gonna be
Just a reminder,
rough.
they're playing on normal mode. This is the normal mode. You got an easier mode and a hard mode as well.
Good.
Which less life, less continues as well.
Okay, that
And
sounds
enemies
painful.
being much more stronger and with higher defense than before. So
Max and
need-
Joan, Author Blues, just one more hit on Max
Okay,
and you're
we're
through.
close. We're almost there.
There we go.
Yes.
Author Blues is through the twin fight. Beautiful.
done, nicely
now,
done.
I do need to ask if Nardy20 and Cannon Swift are here. Let's go ahead and head over. I need to introduce you to your game master, and I'll let you do commentary for a minute. I'll be
Yeah.
back.
Okay, now we're seeing Author Blues fighting Mac and Bear, which are the next two fighters they'll fight again. So you'll see it's pretty much like Mike. So Author Blues needs to kick them, and he's doing really good and prompt kicks on them, mostly on Bear. Well, most of them, but they got separated. So Author Blues needs to group them again in order to get through them. Sad thing is that Author Blues is on his last life right now, but he's being close to beating them. So it just needs to kick them. Kick them, kick them. There we go. Good job, Author Blues. You managed to beat Mac and Bear. Now we're going to see if you missed Larry, don't worry. He's back now in the shape of Tommy. Although a little bulkier. But you'll see now what happens when he reaches Tommy, which is kind of like the strongest fighter so far. You will see the stats. Okay, we see them. So here's Tommy in front of the White House. Now we get to see, because Tommy, okay. Author is trying Tommy once again, well, running some kicks there, maintaining the distance, and trying not to get hit by Tommy because Tommy will pummel you.
Let me just
We'll
say-
let you list a couple of hits on you.
I love the name Tommy for this dude. I mean, he's the most built Tommy. Tommy's a kid name, okay? I do not, other than Tommy Wiseau, like, I do not know an adult who goes by the name Tommy.
Oh, this is really good for Author Blues right now. Tommy, I think, would have been much of a bit of a stronger fight, but I think once you figure out a couple of the strats, you can nail down a couple of weapons
Just
with them.
slowly walking and kicking Tommy in the gut is working out, and Author Blues is through Tommy.
Nicely done.
Ooh, a lot of bonus points. Author Blues very close to maxing everything out. Not everything, but
We'll see now.
pretty high up
Because I
there.
think if they've lost life, they can get to the final match.
Slab getting knocked down. Unfortunately, that is game
They will
over.
have-
I
I
think
have
Slab.
the final match, which is Mr. K here.
Mr. K. Uh-oh. Look. Oh, he's angry.
Will he do the same thing? I think he will.
I mean,
Ooh, those punches hurt.
a little bit. Like, those are just jabs, you know?
Yep, but they are hurting.
Yeah, I mean, not like
I
a Mike
think-
Tyson jab and
And Author
punch
will
out,
just
but-
send 3 kicks in order to land one of their health bars from Mr. K, whereas Mr. K with one punch will just take 1 point of your life.
This is Author Blues' final life on
Yup.
his last continue. He wants to be careful and try not to die. Unfortunately, you also have a timer, and timing out I don't think will be in your benefit.
Yep. He's got a lot of punches still to do. So,
Oh my gosh,
this is
okay,
really good. This
We're
is
getting
really
combos. Okay, Author Blues trying to backtrack. Jumping in order to get away is probably the fastest way, and Author
Or the
Blues is trying.
backflips.
I mean,
Author Blues has a-
backflips, yeah, if you know how to backflip, but I don't know if
that
Author
was a
Blues
kick.
does. Okay, a few kicks to the gut. Mr. K's health has gone down significantly, down
Yep.
to 5 bars of health.
Author Blues has a little serious amount of punches so far.
Oh, and
that's
there
game
goes
over.
Author Blues. Still a fantastic
Yep.
attempt. Very, very far into the game.
With the highest score so far.
Yeah, but now Slab has a chance to get back into this. Currently fighting
Yep.
Larry. Got to get through Larry, the twins, through Tommy, and then Mr. K. That's what we are looking at right now. And on this final continue, Slab honestly will probably get another game over before quite making it to Mr. K is what I anticipate. But, you know, what you generally want to do every time that you play through a little bit, just try to figure out a new strategy strategy that is more reliable, something that is going to work for you, if you can do that and conserve the lives and continues that you have, you'll have more of a chance to face and learn how to defeat the later foes. So reliable is more important than fast, and Author Blues is doing the reliable job on these early fights. I mean, still 2 credits, only took 1 death during the first fight. Still, just considering that. Actually, no. Yeah, he did take a death. Considering that you are probably going to die on the first fight, this game's a little brutal.
Yeah, even for the normal level, it's not the easiest one, but even for the normal level, it's kind of a brutal thing, but it's a learning curve. Like, you have to understand the idea between well, every one of your stats are important, and you need to consider them when going through them. It depends on your idea and your tactic itself. Like some of the matches we've seen so far, like, well, the first one, Bobby, you just can land on him a couple of hits, go back, get back to him. You don't have to think too much about your health because Bobby doesn't hit you as hard as the other ones. The important thing is when you get hit is, for example, in the case of Mike here with Author Blues, you don't want his combo. You don't want to get comboed by him because he will drain your life bar real fast.
Oh, yeah.
But as long as you manage to understand, okay, how many lives you've lost and how many credits you've used so far, I think you can consider how to go through the game itself. The one thing is that Authorblitz needs to kill Mike or he will lose a credit here.
Oh, and there goes a credit. Gonna have to restart the fight.
The good thing is that you restart the fight, but with your full 3 lives. So that's an advantage you can use as long as you didn't lose so much of a life. But yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Like, that was Author Blues' first continue. Still has another one in the reserves. So, there's a decent possibility. It looks like Slab did the power attack that drains a little of your own health. Unfortunately, whiffed it. Didn't quite get any hits in there, but it didn't matter. Enemy went down. Slab is moving on to the next fight. Time to take down Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, or consider new oil. Ah, yeah.
I think we should call these enemies by the background words in the background. Like we have oil, we have big, we have haha.
Ha ha, jet.
Okay, so we see now Slav onto Mike itself. They've lost a couple of lives. They still got a lot of credits going on. They have 2 full credits. But you gotta take care with Mike. I think as the match progresses, your strat will pay off in the sense that if you don't get too desperate landing some of the punches that you need in order to progress.
That butt attack on Author Blues' side. Unfortunately, Brown doing a decent amount of damage there. Honestly, if you can use your butt as a weapon, do it every time. It's great, yeah. Like, and everybody will be impressed. They're like, he fought with his butt. Wow. Unfortunately, it didn't impress Author Blues. Author Blues is through the fight, moving on to the next one. Slab working on Mike right now. Took a game over, but you know what? That's just kind of how it goes. Yeah, new oil man is going to be taken down.
Larry has been a roadblock for both players so far at different stages so far, but Author Blues has managed to get it very consistent with him.
Why is everyone so much taller than you? Well, not everybody. Most people are so much taller.
Yeah.
Yeah, as far as I'm aware, well, I mean, a lot of games are like this.
Unless you're very small. That's the other consideration.
According to what I saw, your name is Karate Man. That's not a name.
No.
But, that's what they call you in this. It's fine. This port was made specifically by, let's see, like SNK made the arcade port, but if this page will load, then I can tell you. Thank you so much, Internet. I appreciate you being reliable when I need you the most. Yeah.
Okay, well, we see that Slab doing some work on Mike, but still struggling because, well, not so much. But lost life, lost the credit. But Mike's almost close to being killed, while Author Blues has killed Larry once again. So you see the consistency happening right now. with also Blues playthrough. And Slav also killing Mike. So now on to Larry. Larry has been a roadblock so far for Slav. So we'll see if they manage through their own statistics.
The company that developed this specific port was Trico USA. They were a branch of Sammy Corporation, which I haven't heard of either, but this group made other arcade ports like Task Force, Harrier, EX, Twin Cobra, Atomic Robo Kid, yeah, and apparently made the game War Song, Fighting Master. Wait, I know Fighting Masters.
You should know Fighting Masters.
Oh, I know Fighting Masters.
You should know Fighting Masters.
Oh, baby, everybody. Fighting Masters is the best fighting game of all time. Just FYI. Y'all should give it a shot. No, don't boo me. How dare you?
No.
Yeah, see, Liz, you know what you're talking about. Yeah, I love me some Fighting Masters. Yeah, with that said, like, that game has a lot of flaws, but also a lot to love about because of the absolute chaos that you have there. Is it a great fighting game? Probably not, but it is a great time when you play it.
So we see now Off has managed to beat Max and Joan. On to the following match against the Twofers. Slav going through Brown once again. Nice, nice screenshot there.
Yeah. Okay, Slab currently putting more
Now
points
onto Mag and
into
Bear.
defense. And Author Blues onto the Mag and wait, is this after Mr. K?
No, before Mr. K.
Oh, Mr. K. I just missed these two previously.
Yep.
Yeah.
These are pretty much like Mike before, but well, there's two of them. So as long as you manage to have them both at the same play, pretty much like Max and Joan, as long as they don't stay on your back, you can just land a couple of kicks on them.
Yeah, and you sort of have to approach this fight a little bit more like a beat 'em up. Group the enemies together because you can get hits with a single attack, and if you manage to do that and stun lock them a little bit, you can get through it more reliably.
There we go.
Author Blues moving on to Mr. K with an extra life.
Yep.
This is important.
This is a pretty good position now for Author Blues with max life and power. Nice.
Good. Not
so
too
much
much
on
defense, but
But I think if Author reprises this footage from before, defense is not very much needed here.
oh,
before
sorry, it's Tommy. I forgot about Tommy. Ooh, throwing Author Blues over the shoulder despite that looking like a chop. You know, oh, he's got a robot arm.
Yep. This is the final enemy in the arcade game.
Oh, really?
Yep. So, because this is the board, this is the final enemy, they included an extra enemy for the board, for this board.
Well, good. I appreciate when developers do that. You know, give a little bit more to the players, give them something else that they get to deal with. Oh, Author Blues getting a bit of a hit. Now, a clear for this, if they manage to beat the game, do you have anything that they do, or is that a victory?
We would call it a victory or have them playing on a hard.
Well, I mean, I'd rather not change the specific
No,
win
we
condition.
won't.
It will be a victory
Yeah.
if Author Blues can defeat Tommy and then Mr. K. That is a game completed. So we may see that in the next few minutes. We'll have to see what Author Blues is able to do. If he
So
can
far,
maintain
Author
his
themselves,
lives.
Yeah. Author maintaining his strategy from before, land a couple of punches, run away, and then hit again. But watch out for the timer. So.
Oh, kicked in the back. Don't want to take any more hits.
There we go.
Tommy is down. One extra
6
life.
seconds
There is a
left.
good chance here. Yeah.
With more defense as well. So we'll see what happens now with Author Blues and Mr. K.
Now, one of the people who worked on this specific port, the boss, as credited, actually was the executive producer of other games like, Metal Slug Anthology, Metal Slug 6, King of Fighters 14, various other fighting games, like legitimately a whole bunch of games. So while this might not be the best port of any arcade game out there, it's still like there's genuinely some fun here. I think renting this and taking it home for a weekend would have been great back in the 90s, you know?
Yeah, especially because you also have a two-player mode where you play with Crusher, which is the other character in the game. Now, if you play with two, you also play against two other people.
Ooh.
And, well, the fights get trickier in that regard, but as long as you can match some coordinations. Now, I was told that the task for this game is pretty good so far. As broken as you might seem.
I would love to see the TAS. Those end up being a lot of fun. For those who don't know, TAS is tool-assisted speedrun. Essentially, people put in inputs into a script of sorts that makes it so that the game plays through and plays it perfectly as if a robot were playing it, and there are some really, really funny things that can come out of TAS's. Author Blue's getting a little bit low on time, and I don't know what happens when we hit 0 seconds left.
We lose.
We'll probably find out.
As long as he maintains those kicks and doesn't hit, but he got... Oh!
Ooh,
see?
the knockback from Mr. K.
One kick takes 2 health out of you.
Well, that's fantastic, you know? Absolutely fair
And
and
that's
not...
also fair.
Oh,
I don't know.
The
Oh,
death ended up resetting the timer. Author Blue's just kicking Mr. K in the gut.
He's got it there.
This is very
He's got it
close.
there.
Gonna get against the wall, Mr. K. If he can manage to do any surprise attacks against Author Blues, there is a chance, but it might not happen. Okay, Mr. K just needs a couple more hits, and he goes down. Author Blues, can you do it? You've got 43 very long seconds in the game. Mr. K goes
there we
down.
go.
And let's go ahead and let this play out just to make sure that this is the ending. I want to confirm. And there we go. Arthur Blues is the victor
time.
today. That is time. The match is over. So congratulations. Stand up, everybody, and clap for Arthur Blues so they both know that that is the match. With the game completion, Author Blues has finished it. Slab made some fantastic progress here. It's just Author Blues managed to learn the power of just kicking and sliding against the top of the screen. Fantastic effort there, but that is the end of the match. Great job to both of the players. We will be moving on to our final match of the day in just a couple minutes. So go ahead, grab some water if y'all need, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the last game of Tuesday for Kuso Live 2025 here at SGDQ. I am Brosentia, and we have our final GM of the day, NPC. How you doing, NPC?
Fine.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I know that you are a fan of Quattro Adventure, and you personally love Linus Spacehead more than anything else in this world.
Nobody loves Linus Spacehead.
Oh, not even his mother. Yeah, it's true. But that's okay. We're not playing Linus Spacehead. We've got a game called Boomerang Kid. Quattro Adventure being a European-only release, I believe. And
No, it's unlicensed.
an unlicensed release.
By Comerica.
By Comerica. Okay, I was wrong about everything. That's okay. But with that said...
That's why you have me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going to get stuff wrong, too.
Yeah, I'm glad that we're going to have Boomerang Kid and not Treasure Island Dizzy because I hate that egg.
That would be really hard to track, too.
Yeah, with that said, are both of you players ready to begin? Okay, then we're going to go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1, go! Absolutely brilliant.
Oh, wait a sec. I said Comerica.
You said Comerica. It's Codemasters.
It's Codemasters.
What are you
My
talking
bad.
about?
And who? Wait a sec.
The Super Robin Hood.
Wait a sec.
Okay, go ahead and restart. Let's see if...
Hit. Did we do something wrong?
Let's try this. Okay, let's not start the timer until we actually get the game going. Try to hop in, press start on Boomerang Kid. Let's see if it works. And if it doesn't work, let's go ahead and choose one of the other
Okay.
games just to see if it loads up the correct game. Okay.
It really wants Super Robin Hood right
Select Super Robin Hood. Let's see if that takes you into Boomerang Kid.
now. And it is Comerica.
Welcome to Kusogrande, everybody. Okay, let's actually do that.
Why is it so bad it picks the wrong game?
Okay, let's do another countdown and start in 3, 2, 1, go! Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So now we're playing the wrong right game.
Okay, now, I remember Boomerang Kid. Yeah, guess what? You're a kid with a boomerang. Wait,
Yeah,
not yet.
Not yet. Now we have a boomerang.
Yeah. Unfortunately, snakes kill.
Yeah, you don't want to jump on a snake. Snakes are mean.
Yeah, I don't want to talk. Well, no. Because they've got headphones on, they're not listening to me. The thing with this is that you will notice with this platformer, there are some quirks with jumping that are more typical of older systems like the Atari, Commodore 64. Specifically, you've got unlimited horizontal zone where if you jump horizontally, you plummet straight down. And generally, there is fall damage.
Which fall damage means you die.
Fall damage is fall death.
Yep. I told them to just go right, and if they do happen to find a warp, they are allowed to take it.
Okay, cool. So we are on the Dream Time on Cannon Swift screen.
Yeah, so they're
Nardi
still on
is
level 1, and now Nardi is on level 2.
Yeah.
So yeah, they have to learn platforming in this game, basically.
Yeah, the thing is, especially if you haven't played a lot of older games, this platforming is going to feel nightmarish. Why? Because as far as I remember, it's committed jumps.
Yes, they are committed. Well, yeah. No, it's not committed jumps. It's just evil jumps.
Evil jump. When you jump, are you able to have a little air control?
Well, if you jump, yes. If you fall, you just decide to just fall, then no.
Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to remember because
you can. Shit, I'm trying to think about the right way of saying it.
well, like other games.
Yeah, they have to figure out how to get these boomerangs because they're put in specific places, and you have to figure out how to deal with getting them.
Oh, and Nardi, unfortunately, taking fall damage and dying. The thing is,
I like how you keep saying it's fall damage. It's fall death. pretty
fall
much.
death, whatever. Fall on the snake. You know, the snake should just take the impact and let you live. Squish the snake. Nobody cares. Platypus Place
Yeah,
does
this
not
is
have
level
any
2.
platypuses? Platypi?
Platypi.
What? Platypi?
I think anyway.
I don't know. And there we go, Nardi through stage 2 onto the 3rd. We've got a cute little kangaroo hopping around. Look at him go. No animation whatsoever. Just back and forth. I mean, I appreciate it. Honestly, y'all, if developers could make a game like this and release it with very little animation, you should feel and sell it. You should feel much less pressured to make fancy animations if you are making a game. Focus on, the elements. Focus on stage building. Use ugly graphics, okay? We need... No, seriously, we need shorter games with worse graphics out there. If you have a good idea, that's really what matters. As for this game, is it a good idea? That's another question. Oh, into the water, cliff edge corner, unfortunately taking Cannon Swift down, but that is currently first place. We're going to see a lot of back and forth between
Nardi
these
got
players.
there first.
Oh, never mind. That's not first place. Nardi got there first. Thank you. This is why I have somebody else commentating with me, because I am going to miss stuff.
This is my game. I need to make sure that they're doing everything they can to get as far as they can in this.
Gotcha. Okay, Cannon Swift is through onto level 2. Nardi just trying to deal with the kangaroo, and unfortunately, that is a fall death.
I know you want to say fall damage. I know you really did.
I don't know. Nardi died. Okay, this part is a little bit difficult just because of the precise jumps that you have to make here. Luckily, Nardi got through it not too difficult. Like, it made it look relatively easy. Unfortunately, you cannot exit while dying.
Yeah, Cliff Edge Corner has one of the get ready to learn about how hard a jump can be kind of jump. So it's going to be coming up, but yeah, it basically involves getting down to that exit.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the layout of the branches of the tree, and my belief is that you need to jump onto the lowest branch of the tree in order to survive, and then go from there. But, you know, the players, they'll need to figure this out themselves. How can they survive? And then after getting to the lowest branch, where do they need to jump in order to land? And I believe it's the low part sticking out of the cliff. So you're going to the low branch of the tree, then to the tiny bit of the platform sticking out from the cliff, and then over to the door.
And right now, Can Swift is kind of determining how to make that jump.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, it's a puzzle platformer here, and, you know, I can appreciate it. Like, Ken Swift definitely knows what the challenge is here, and is just trying to figure out how do I actually get down there? What makes sense to help me live? And honestly, I would say that it's not a bad thing necessarily, but when you have a game that is this challenging, in general, what you want to do to make it easy is allow players to hop back into the game pretty quickly. We're talking like Super Meat Boy. As soon as you die, you get to start over, and you have unlimited lives. That is a fantastic way to do it. Giving 3 lives for a game that is this challenging is brutal.
Well, I wanted them to get right back into it.
Oh, that was so close. But again, because of the way that jumps work, you only have limited horizontal movement. After that, you plummet straight down. And
yeah, one thing is that, and they've already figured this out, is that you do have certain strength with your jump. So if you hold it for a longer period of time, you can jump farther. And you can also just press it, get little hops.
Oh, okay. Wow, actually some dynamic jumps in this game.
But that's as much as it's going to give you.
I mean, that's more than some of the other games on Quattro Adventure. Looking at you, Linus Spacehead. Now, if you can hear some of the music in this, you're probably hearing a lot of trills and such. This is very common with any game that was developed in Europe. They tended to use sound styles that were familiar to them. So Commodore 64 was widely popular, and a lot of games were developed in Europe using that sound chip. And because of that, you know, it... Oh! So close, Cannon Swift. Oh, no. But yeah, the sound chip for the Commodore 64 made it very, very easy to do trills. So developers who first worked on Commodore 64 often tried to recreate that on NES. That's why you have this very distinct sound here. If you hear a trill on the NES, it's probably European. Oh, Nardi was so close as well, but Cannon Swift moving into the lead, and we have, are those sharks?
Yes, those are sharks. And that is too high jump.
The sharks are red.
And? You're asking for realism in this game?
I don't know. Whatever. We selected Super Robin Hood. We got Boomerang Kid. Nothing makes sense anymore in this world.
I could have given them something from Action 52.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I get them really to hate me.
Oh, come on. There are a couple games that are almost games on Action 52. Like, there's some decent... Alfred and the FedEx is almost a game.
Almost a game. I even played it for an hour, and I never even beat it.
I've beaten it.
You spent way more than an hour than me.
I don't recall... I think... Did I speedrun that game?
Yes, you did, with Moale.
Why did I speedrun that game?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, that was a mistake.
It's like Cole, Lazy, and Huey worked really hard to try to push that game to its limits. And why anybody want to push an Action 52 game to its limits is beyond me.
Now, question. You've beaten this game, right?
No.
I was going to say,
Because-
so why are you criticizing me? But no,
the
you haven't beaten it.
the last level, even I told them I can't pass the last level.
No, okay. No, I'm sure you could. It easy peasy.
Sure, easy peasy, like you're kind of easy.
I've never actually seen the last level. I have no idea.
Hey, Nardi.
Yeah, Nardi, moving on. Fantastic job. We've got the blood sharks in the water. They're out for blood. Oh, unfortunately. Yeah, figuring out how to get past the kangaroo is the big beginning puzzle here. And I think that Nardi is not quite approaching it the right way, but it's a puzzle platformer, you know?
You have to figure out how far you can jump and, what's the right way of getting through the level is.
Any good puzzle as well has ways to mislead you in what you're supposed to do. And I think that level is doing a little misleading, because my belief is that you follow the kangaroo down the steps and then jump over the kangaroo onto a platform that is at the same level as you.
Yeah, we're going to find that out, aren't we?
Yeah. See, I'm theorizing. I don't know if that's correct, but that is the hunch that I have here. I've watched a lot of Kusogrande matches. This is where I'm leaning.
Yeah, I've played a lot of bad games, so...
Well, yeah, same. I mean, I dig bad games because, you get an experience here that, Nintendo is never going to give you. Yeah, it might not be the best experience in the world, but it still gives you something different that, people put a lot of work into this. It takes a lot of people, a lot of great programmers to make a bad game. And a lot of talented people are behind a lot of games that ended up being failures,
Hey!
Oh, Cannon Swift. What? Level warp.
Now, I told them they are allowed to use the level warp.
Yeah, onto Kangaroo Corner. Fantastic. Nardi did not get the level warp, but that is fine. Nardi might accidentally stumble across a level warp, though. We'll have to see what happens. Yeah, and I'm watching to see how Nardi doing the strategy that I thought would be correct to get past the kangaroo.
Oh.
Unfortunately, yeah, jumping straight up and then holding left, you are right that there's a little air control in certain situations here. I like how, your standing animation, you're just, patting your legs. Do.
Yeah.
He's very antsy. He just wants to go. Boomerang Kid.
So now Nardi's at Kangaroo Corner. And unlike Platyfoot Place, this does have kangaroos in here. So at least it's true to the name.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
You with me,
the
bro?
dream Sorry, I got distracted by a couple conversations. Well, why is this kangaroo stuck? Is that just the kangaroo's life on Nardi's screen?
no, that's just the way the kangaroo is, period.
Oh,
It's
okay.
always stuck like that.
Well, that's okay. We're on Kangaroo Corner. I believe that Cannon Swift made it here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
yeah, so right now Cannon is in first place because of this.
So wait,
What?
did the warp actually only take Cannon Swift to the next level?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It just means you don't have to play the next. You don't have to play.
You
the
just
entirety of
don't
that
have to play that level.
Yes.
It's like, mercy,
Yes.
you almost died. Here, go to the next level. Have fun.
level. Granted, that's the easiest warp to find.
Yeah, I assume so.
It's like every other warp is very convoluted.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure how I feel about invisible rewards and such. I'm not completely opposed. I mean, like Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2 has a lot of invisible doors that you can go through. There we go, Cannon Swift getting the skip over to Kangaroo Corner. Whatever. No, not whatever. What else? What other games? Solomon.
Solomon's Key?
Doesn't that have a bunch of invisible?
I know that the
things
big
as well.
one is Big Nose the Caveman.
Oh, Big Nose the Caveman has tons of invisible warps as well.
Yeah,
It's-
and it's found by Jeff XVS X as well too, because I believe he was a part of trying to find like every single thing in that game.
yeah.
Alongside with all the speedrunners and all their combined information.
Yeah, that, in my opinion, it's not necessarily bad to have that as long as the game is forgiving enough to reward exploration. With a game like this, with how few lives you have, as well as probably not a good way to get any extra lives in this game, like, it does not reward exploration at all. It punishes you over and over again, and you will probably die rather than find a warp. Yeah, Nardi luckily has gotten good at Sharkfin Creek, and beating it this way is just about as fast as taking the warp. It's more dangerous, but I don't think Nardi's losing any time by doing
No,
that.
not really.
Yeah. Okay, Cannon Swift trying to get ready with the tiny hop over the kangaroo onto the level warp. Yeah, it's very, very similar time for the two players getting through there. Okay.
Yeah, right now they're both on Kangaroo Corner, so there could be a quick. I'm trying to think of it. Quick.
A quick lead change.
Thank you.
You're good, you're good.
I couldn't think of how to say that properly, so. So
That-
yeah, now they have to find out how to get back down.
Oh no! Cannon Swift getting the jump off of the kangaroo corner.
Oh
No! My heart loves this. Oh, Cannon Swift, death by
Your heart
kangaroo
loves
feet.
this.
You hate when that happens. I don't know, kangaroos are probably smelly, I just imagine. I don't imagine that they're like the cleanest animals out there. They gotta be a little gross. Nardi getting some of the jumps here. Oh! But Nardi knows that that's probably the correct path to go to get lower. The knowledge that you gain while you are playing it doesn't leave unless you're forgetful like me, in which case it does. But like it's important to remember the lessons that you've learned so that the next time you get there, you can get back to where you were and make additional progress or do some more trial and error. You know, the more lives that you have, the more that you're able to experiment. So like even though Nardi died, that was still a learning moment there.
Yeah. So what do you think of the music, out of curiosity?
You know, I honestly kind of dig it. I think it starts to get a little bit grating after like 40 minutes. But, you know, and I can groove out to it for a while.
I didn't want to give them Back to the Future and have to deal with Morse music. That just gets repetitive.
Oh, come on, it's fine. Back to the Future. I've listened to Back to the Future NES for hours.
That's because we both speed ran that game.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like the smart
Yeah.
people that we are.
GDQ, be brave. Accept Back to the Future NES one of these days.
Please.
Yeah, sure, it's an auto-scroller most of the time, but we can race
It's
it.
very skillful
Yeah, it
auto-scroller.
requires work just because
It
it's
requires
an auto.
a lot of work.
Yeah, just because it's an auto-scroller doesn't mean that you can't speedrun it. Oh, well, both of the players definitely getting more reliable at getting through the early levels. That's what you really want to do in a match like this. You know, when a game punishes you for any mistake and sends you back to the beginning, really, your focus should be conserving your lives so that you can try the levels that you haven't beaten. Nardi currently on Kangaroo Corner, a decent number of lives. That's okay. One mistake is not a run killer here. Sure, it's a boomerang kid killer, but not a run killer. No, touching the kangaroo feet. You don't want to do that. Okay. Now, one thing that you may notice as well that is a little pet peeve of mine, but whatever, it's a thing of the time. If it says you've got one life, you're on your last life. If you die, it's game over. So you've got flat 3 lives, nothing else. There is a possibility that you can get an extra life in this game if you get enough points. That's something that I would try to pay attention to as a player if, you know, getting enough points does score me an extra life. But at the same time, you're a little bit limited on how to actually get points in this game. You know? Yeah. It's mostly finish the level quickly and just get the boomerangs, which are required anyway.
As you can see, I did tell them to just stick to going to the right because there are a lot of levels. You can choose whether you want to go left or right, and there's a lot of levels you could hypothetically go to, but just for progress sake, we're just asking them to stick with going to the right.
Ooh, Nardi missed the tight jump there.
Oh, Cannon Swift.
I'm not sure if Nardi has realized the short hops. Cannon Swift definitely knows the short hops very, very well. Oh, per our tech person, Nardi has realized that. It's just people develop different strats for different levels. Nardi is doing full jumps on that second level, whereas Cannon Swift has been doing very, very short hops. Neither one is incorrect, you know, they're just different strategies. Find what works best for you and go with it. It doesn't matter if it's optimal when it comes to Kusogrande. You can figure out optimal if you're gonna speed run it. We're going for good enough. And, like, good enough is really what you need in any sort of mystery tournament. You know, just make it good enough, make progress, get more consistent on yourself. Don't worry about what the other player is doing. Worry about yourself. Okay?
Yeah,
Marty?
I just now realized what you were saying about the sprite, how they really didn't do anything with that kangaroo whatsoever. It just basically they'd move the hand a little bit and nothing else.
Yeah, tiny kangaroo hand movement, but that's about it. Uh-oh, Nardi is at the end.
No!
That's the way that you have to go, but unfortunately the kangaroo was busy hopping to the right, and Nardi may have been close to running out of time, and so just tried to take the jump, didn't quite make it.
Yeah, I don't think we really talked about the timer at the bottom. So you do only have a certain amount of time, so you need to be cautious of that.
Yeah, with that said, like 23 seconds left. It's still enough time to wait for the kangaroo to finish the hop pattern to the right and then start coming to the left. There we go. Nardi is through. Woo! That is a solid lead for Nardi. Moving on to the one-way ticket bridge.
Yep. No.
It's the one-way ticket bridge.
Yep, you only got
You
one
can't
way.
go back. You can only go one way. Okay, Nardi just looking at the stage, probably trying to figure out where do I go and what do I do. Meanwhile, is that a koala?
Yep.
That is a very silly looking koala.
Oh, no.
Oh no, the one-way ticket bridge is unfortunately a one-way ticket to death. There is,
Yep.
and unfortunately not able to get back up on the platform. That is fine. This is another problem with the game, that there are easy ways to lock you out of completing a level, and if you do that, you have to die, and you have limited lives.
Yeah, and I've told them because in the instruction manual it does say hold select to drain your time to lose a life and restart the level.
Yes.
So.
One thing, though, like having limited lives in a game that does have precision platforming, like has worked in some games before. What game? 1001 Spikes. You have 1,000 lives. Like seriously. That limit is much more appropriate for a precision platformer. You know, 1,000 lives, great. 3 lives, a little less great.
Well, you have to also take in consideration that this cart has 4 games in it.
Yeah.
So it's like it's going to be 4 degrees of varying quality amongst the 4 games. Like we was mentioning, Act 52, there is a big different quality between all 52 games. None of them good. But there is UFO 50, which is an amazing game with 50 amazing different quality style games.
They're pretty good. Yeah, I think that, like, I've got my own nitpicks about individual games, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, the whole story of Action 52, you know, was about a game studio, or not Action 52, UFO 50, you know, a game studio that is making several different games of, you know, some of them more successful than others. And honestly, I appreciate that. I think that, you know, they put a lot of great work into it, and yeah, until I make something better than UFO 50, I have no right to complain about the small things, because they put so much love into it and so much good work into it. Oh, okay, Nardi is through Kangaroo Corner again. One-way ticket bridge.
So they need to figure out what they need to do in order to get through this bridge. Because, like I said, it's one way for a reason.
Okay, past the first snake. Unfortunately, it's going to be hard to get the lower boomerang at this point. Not impossible, because as it turns out, the one-way ticket bridge, if you only spend a little time on the bridge, it's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately, these jumps down are very difficult to make. Oh, there we go. The short hop. Nardi doing a great job with these short hops. Oh.
They only have so much time, though.
Oh, yeah, we're getting very low on time. Gonna have to go up to the left in order to get out of this situation. There we go. No! No, so close.
But they know now. They know what they need to do.
Yeah, Nardi did collect all of the boomerangs and almost got through the stage, but unfortunately just a little bit too slow. Yeah, knowing the route is half of the battle in this, though. Pulling the route off is the other half. I love that Cannon Swift, like, didn't even fall all the way, just kind of died in the air. It's like, yeah, you fell enough. You're dead. Might as well end the stage right now.
But yeah, because of these kind of platforms, you now understand where the big thing of the puzzle platformer is going to be in this game.
Oh, yeah. Very nice. The Outback is complete. Now we're into Lord Grimdown's castle.
Yep, we're in a castle now.
What?
And we have to collect boomerangs inside a castle.
Well, I'm glad that Lord Grimdown has good taste, you know? Good taste in furniture, in boomerangs, in bat or gargoyles or something. Ah, it's Lord Grimdown. Honestly, if I were to, like, make my own house, I probably wouldn't put traps in there, because I'd be caught by my own traps, you know?
What
I'd
if
be
you
dead.
need to keep people from coming into your house?
I mean, if I don't need to leave my house, sure. Ooh, Nardi had the right idea, was just a little bit late on that, and that is fine. Like, Nardi has the knowledge that, yes, those are platforms. Honestly, for me, it would have taken me a little while to figure that out. Partly because I'm slightly colorblind. I had a hard time sort of seeing those platforms.
Oh, really?
Just personally, like, it wasn't the roughest. Just, yeah, this game is a little bit of a visual mess. And when a kangaroo is in front of the cave, or like here on Kangaroo Corner, look at the kangaroo at the bottom. That kangaroo's hard to see.
You're right. I'm not going to deny that.
Yeah. Yeah, generally you want to avoid having a foreground object that blends into the background, unless you're doing it specifically on purpose for a reason. If you can tell me a specific reason you're doing it, then you're doing it right. If your reason was, oh, you're right, that is brown on brown, then you're doing it wrong. And you should probably change it. With that said, you know, the developers for this game probably had very limited time to do everything. Making a working game and getting it shipped when you have a deadline, you just sometimes have to finish, even if there are flaws. So I do not blame the developers for that. It is almost always going to be management's fault when something isn't looking quite right or isn't working right.
Hey, and Cannon Swift finally got the one-way ticket bridge.
Very nice. Let's see. Cannon Swift is over the first bridge. All you need to do is clear this stage, and then you're on to Lord Grimdowns. Who is Lord Grimdown? Is he like, do you ever see him in this game?
No, you just see Boomerang Kid.
Fine. Well, you see Snakes as well.
Well, yes, yes.
I
don't know how to retort to that. Really.
Maybe one of these snakes is Lord Grimdown. Look at that one dancing on the right, just sticking his head out. It's a good snake. I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there we go. Ken and Swift very quickly through onto the castles. Lord Grimdown awaiting.
And now we have a different music now for the castle.
Okay. I kind of dig this.
Yeah, Comerica always, like you were talking about, Comerica's always had the same kind of music.
Yeah, and honestly, their music is fairly good. You know.
Did you say fairly or barely?
Fairly. Like, there's much worse music out there for the NES. There are some bops that they occasionally put out, and even like the songs that I wouldn't consider the best are okay. They're fine.
So right now they both have reached level 7, and they both now have kind of a idea of what to expect with that level. They both have seen everything. They've seen the reappearing, disappearing platforms that you got to time perfectly.
Yeah. Well,
and I always like it when they dive to the kangaroo because it always looks like they're giving him a kiss.
Aw.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta smooch your kangaroos. Okay, make them brush their teeth first, though. Gross. But
You can take
after
on
they
that
brush their
challenge.
teeth-
I'm not going to try to
Right.
brush it.
It looks like Ken and Swift went the wrong way and is just taking a game over.
Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah, occasionally you might hit the wrong direction. We told them to always select the right path, so Ken and Swift doing exactly what he should and getting the reset there. By the way, I'm taking a look at the person who was the main developer for this. Credited with writing the game, also worked on the various Dizzy games, but I saw some, if I'm not mistaken, Micro Machines games.
Now that's probably the most known Comerica game.
Yeah, Micro Machines became pretty popular,
Because
actually.
it was really good.
It's really good. Yeah. While this developer definitely had some flawed games and some games that have issues, I would say that this game is brutally hard, but technically it works fine. Like, it's not the worst game in the world. They still made some, like, outstanding games that have influenced gaming for years. Yeah. And yeah, Micro Machines being the biggest one.
Yeah.
Platypus Place.
So yeah, if you ever find Micro Machine on the NES, I'd highly suggest playing it.
Yeah, give it a shot. If you have never played Micro Machines on the NES, you owe it to yourself because it's one of the most outstanding racing games on the NES. Like, it'll change your view of what could have been. And what was.
And it wasn't RC Pro-Am.
It was?
It was not RC Pro-Am.
Oh, yeah. It also wasn't. How many different racing games can we name? Danny Sullivan's Indy Heat. Also not that.
Super Sprint.
Super Sprint.
Well, it's like that. Well,
I haven't played that.
What?
I haven't played that yet.
Well, that was an arcade game made in the NES.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
Of course, people probably think these are really good games, and I'm just like, they're okay.
That's fair. I mean, it's true that, like, what one person likes, some other people won't like. And it's especially true in the world of Kusogrande with obscure, weird, bad games. What I enjoy playing is often not what other people enjoy playing. In fact, like, you and I, we have raced some games that are the same game. There are games that we've done speedruns of that neither, like, the other person will not do because they're just not my flavor.
I am never touching Athena.
Good. I don't want to touch Athena either.
You did?
Yeah, I've done 2 GDQ runs of Athena. It was a mistake, okay? Athena has ruined my life. Okay. Cannon Swift
You need to talk to us about bad video games, Percent Chef.
Okay, I thought you were going to say you need to talk to a therapist.
Well,
and
but-
don't worry, my therapist knows plenty about Athena.
Well, the thing about it is that you need to do what I did and beat Athena on Commodore 64 because that's the easiest Athena.
Athena for Commodore 64 is both the ugliest version of Athena and the best.
Yes, because it's the playable.
It's
version
playable.
Of Athena.
It's hideous. It's gross. But you can beat it.
Yes.
Yeah.
It doesn't have specific things you need to do in the game in order to beat it.
Yeah, the thing is, like, when it comes to video games, you can do a lot to make a game look good and play bad. Oh, Nardi was trying to jump to the right after getting the final boomerang to see if she could enter the door. But unfortunately, no, it does take the death before it actually lets you leave the level.
You can only wish for that game to be badly programmed enough for that to be accepted.
I mean, I think it was worth a shot.
It is worth a shot.
Definitely
to be
worth
honest.
trying. That is a good experiment to do. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. Cannon Swift trying to get the boomerangs in Lord Grimdown's castle and unfortunately fell to his death. Lord Grimdown's kind of butt. I don't like this guy.
That's
Okay.
because this is going to start to make you think about how you need to pass these levels.
Yeah, and like Cannon Swift is really considering what is the right path that I should take here. Oh, you know what? You know why I didn't realize that we're platforms? When the platform appears, it appears next to the moon, and I thought it was a pickaxe.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And so I'm like, why is... Well, that's a weapon, obviously. Maybe. I don't know. So I was like, why is there a pickaxe here? Oh, no! I love seeing the visual reaction from Cannon Swift, just kind of laughing about that death. That's the right way to go about it. I mean, like, they're here performing for us, playing a game that they've never played before, and you never know how you're going to do. Playing in front of an audience actually takes a lot of guts. They're doing fantastic here. So seriously, great job to everybody who's willing to put themselves out there and, like, take a risk playing in public. Well, cool.
What were you going to say?
Oh, we're 36 minutes into the match already. This is going fast.
Yeah, like I said, it's basically, what is it? Trial and error on how to, like, and also hoping that you find the mysterious warp that'll get you, to not have to play the level that you're playing.
Now, one thing that I have to ask, are you able to pause in this game?
I don't know.
Because if so, I would consider pausing and looking at the screen for a little while.
The game is mean in that it doesn't give you that much time to begin with, so yeah. But it didn't say that there was a pause in the game, so...
You press pause. You press every button when you're playing a game.
True.
Rule number 1... Maybe not rule number 1. Rule number 5 in racing video games, press every button.
Yes.
Yes. And press button combos. You want to make sure that you figure out what everything does, if at all possible. Yeah. Very nice, Nardi. Onto the Tower of the Forgotten Knights. Uh-oh.
And there's a mistake already.
Yeah, Nardi quickly realized that's not the way that I should start. Let's go ahead and go up. Unfortunately, some of these knights appear to be dangerous. Uh-oh. Watch out. It's not forgotten if it's there. I won't forget this night.
It's the afternoon.
A night to remember. Ooh, beautiful jump by Nardi, just barely landing on a sliver of the remaining platform. Unfortunately, not enough to get back up to get the rest. That is a death, a game over, but still a personal best and the best that we've seen so far. Nardi is in the lead.
But there's still plenty of time to get back there.
Yeah. What's up with the background on Cannon Swift's screen? Like,
they're talking about a game that basically had all the games misordered.
well, okay, yeah, they had to choose Super Robin Hood in order to play Boomerang Kid. Okay, there, the background's fixed. We're fine. We're good, we're good. Yeah, mind you, I'm working on developing an NES game right now, and yeah, you're gonna run into glitches. You're gonna run into problems, and considering that, like, how complicated it can get when dealing with assembly, there are gonna be some glitches that appear in pretty much every NES game. I'm pretty convinced at this point that you're never gonna have a glitchless NES game. If you do, it's gonna be a very boring, simple game.
Now I'm trying to think if there are any of those kind of games.
I don't know. Are there any glitches in Puzznic? Okay, Puzznic I love. Puzznic's a fantastic puzzle game, but I can't think of a single glitch in that. I'll go ahead and say, for now, Puzznic might be the most flawless NES game out there.
What about Pyramid?
Pyramid, nope, that's a flawed one. It's got problems. First off, the problem is existence.
No, if you don't know what Pyramid is, imagine Tetris but wrong.
Well, Tetris with triangles. That's really what
Tetris but wrong.
Yeah. You still form horizontal lines. Just, do yourself a favor. Go and play Pyramid so you never have to play it again, especially in a blind video game tournament, because you do not want to get that. That game is a pain.
That is why I have memorized Bebe's Kids, so I never get that in a Kusogrande ever.
Yeah, that's one of the...
And that's one I share with everybody, because I don't want anybody to play Bebe's Kids.
Yeah, consider it like your video game vaccination, you know? If you don't want to get pyramids, then you got to expose yourself a little bit. Vaccinate yourself against pyramid, go play a little bit. And you will not have to play it in Kusogrande. There. Well, right now, we are under 10 minutes left. While Nardi is in the lead, Cannon Swift could potentially make it to the Forgotten Knights and beat that stage, moving into the lead, but Cannon Swift would need to beat that stage to do that. Is there a possibility? Definitely.
Yes, there's definitely a possibility.
Okay, good jump over the kangaroo. For those who don't know, by the way, after this at 2:30, I am running an improv panel over in the meetup room. We're doing our second panel of the week, the second of two, so everybody is welcome to come, even though it's dealing with a little more advanced stuff. Everybody is willing to come, you're welcome to come and join. We had a good group yesterday. Mid-game advertisement, I'm done with that. Bleh.
Yeah.
Just like the estimate. Bleh. Okay, poor little koala. Doesn't even look like a koala. That's okay, we're out of the outback and into the castle.
So yeah, this is more important for Cannon Swift to get through this. So I believe they can get through this. They just need to quickly learn how to do the next area.
Oh! Rushing just a little bit too much. However, Cannon Swift has 2 lives left. Just make them count. Take a little extra time. Make sure you don't die. That's really what's needed. More important than going fast is making reliable progress. And unfortunately, Cannon Swift did not quite get through that section. I see what he was trying to do, jump up and land back on the platform, but I don't know if they come back fast enough for that to be effective. It could be. Okay, I'm watching to see if Cannon Swift is able to do that. Being careful with the gargoyles, though. Okay, there. Okay, that worked. Oh, that was very close to death, but not close enough. Cannon Swift is going, grabbing the boomerang. That's what boomerang kids do. They get boomerangs onto the Tower of the Forgotten Knights.
And they make the first mistake.
Well, everybody, this was a good run.
You have to learn your first time.
Everybody does that. Everybody does that once. There technically is enough time for Cannon
there
Swift
is
to
enough
get back.
time.
So, really, I think this next attempt, they may have 1 or 2 attempts left with them. We have about 6 minutes left. Probably 1 solid attempt is what I would say.
Yeah, one's left.
But that said, we have seen last-minute comebacks in Kusogrande before. It happens. And it happens quite often. We'll have to see what Cannon Swift is able to do. Nardi, though, could potentially make it back to the Tower of the Forgotten Knights and put more distance between her and Cannon Swift. If she can beat the Tower of the Forgotten Knights, I'm calling it a lock. I do not think Cannon Swift would be able to beat Nardi at that point. So, Nardi currently on Lord Grimdown's castle, beating this, and then the next level, I think, is a guaranteed victory.
So the final level, the reason I said why nobody would beat it is that it's full of collapsible floors, and there is a random boomerang that keeps going all over the place. When you collect one, it goes to a different part of the room.
Oh no!
And you only have so much platform to do every single boomerang in that room. And it's called the Cave of Ultimate Evil.
Just find the warp.
There is no warp for that.
Oh, sure. There's no warp. Yeah. That's what I thought about the entire game, but no, we've seen 1 warp. Oh, Cannon Swift unfortunately taking an untimely death. Yeah, that was an unfortunate one. Luckily, he still has 2 lives left. Just got to be very careful with the remaining lives, you know? A boomerang kid can't live without life. I don't know what that means, but yeah, nobody can live without life. That's just reality. Except for the undead.
Yeah, right now Nardi's deciding, can they fall or do they have to...
Oh, good. Forgotten Knight jump. Unfortunately, game over, but that was a fantastic push. Let's see, Cannon Swift, it's all up to you. Are you able to get through this stage? We've got just 4 minutes left in this match. These matches are 50 minutes long, and not too much time remaining here, okay? Pink Snake, do your little dance. Ooh, 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 ooh. Over the snake, back over the snake. Ooh, 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 ooh. I like the snake, okay? I'm a big fan. On to the castle.
Okay,
Now,
castle time.
Cannon Swift needs to not die on this stage. Luckily,
They have 3
it looks
lives.
like... Yeah, it looks like he got an extra life.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm not completely sure if it was due to beating the world or if there was some other condition that gave the extra life here. Okay. Oh, barely making it. Cannon Swift is going to get through.
They're going
with
to get 3 lives
3.
to do the next area.
There's a chance.
There is a chance.
Tower of the Forgotten Knights. Okay, yeah, going left first is correct, and that's okay.
That's okay.
It's a lesson.
Yeah, they have 2 lives to learn extra lessons in this.
Yeah, when the knight's not moving, you are able to walk right past. Cannon Swift doesn't know that, though. And I think that lack of knowledge that you can walk past a knight that isn't moving might end up being a problem here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Okay. Good. Trying to... oh, no!
That's not going to be completable.
Unfortunately, I think that is the end of that attempt. Technically, there could be some secret warp in the last couple minutes here. You never know in Kusogrande. Maybe someone will wrong warp because they do something silly.
I will say that it's not in any of these levels that they've played, but there is one warp where when you start the level, jump to the left, you automatically warp.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's so good. But yeah,
That's the easiest warp.
Yeah, we have had cases where either a wrong warp or some weird zip that I've never seen before. Somebody got a zip that somehow insta-killed a boss and gave them a victory in a match. Yeah, that has happened before. And
Oh,
if
no,
we
I know
don't,
exactly what that was. That was the Demon Rush.
no, that was Athena.
Was it Demon?
It was Athena, yes, I remember, because Slow Beef was one of the racers in that, and Slow Beef lost because of the player getting the zip and insta-killing the octopus. Yeah, I've tried to recreate that. Haven't been able to. I don't know, but if there is a way to consistently zip in Athena...
Don't try to figure it out. We don't want to speedrun it again.
Yeah, I do not want to bring it back into my life. Okay, Cannon Swift going for the boomerang. Yeah, both of the players have been playing pretty, like, quickly right now. That's what you should be doing at the end of a match. We are in the final minute, though, and I don't think there is any chance. But again, it's not over until we say time. Yeah, and that wasn't me saying time. That is a game over. I'm still letting the rest of it play. They have to suffer. Okay, even if it's just an additional 20 seconds, that's 20 seconds that I demand. Okay, Cannon Swift is out. On to Platypus Plays Nardi in Lord Grimdown's castle. But here we are in the final 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is time, everybody. Great job to the players. As it turns out, you both made it to the Tower of the Forgotten Knights. However, Nardi made it there first, taking a slim victory over Cannon Swift. Congratulations, Nardi, on taking the victory here. A lovely handshake between the two. You both put on an excellent show and a wonderful display of skill here. I was very excited. We had lead changes. We had a lot of thrilling stuff here. So everybody, this has been Kuso Live Tuesday. We have 4 more matches coming up tomorrow, 10 to 2. Feel free to stop on by and watch, and hopefully you all have a great rest of your day. See you later, and enjoy bad video games. Take care, friends.
There are a total of 18.